What up, fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe. This is Agree to Disagree. Going to be breaking down all things Eagles. Come sink with the Titanic with us. Let's go. Welcome in, everybody. This is Agree to Disagree, only on HUD Radio. Every Sunday, we are brought to you by our doc, make them yours, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, location in Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. As always, Nick DelGozzo, Greg Milakovic, Brian Wilson. I'm Tom Arnone. Everybody out there, welcome in. Didn't want it to be a negative show, but we're hoping to save it at the end for Crumb of the Week, and we'll get to that at the end of the show. We'll give you an Eagles-Bucks preview, wild card round. Can't believe we're talking wild card round. At this point, it's not really an Eagles-Giants post-game show, even though it is, because we're going to break down everything we watched today, everything we watched all year, and we're going to go through it all tonight, right? We're going to clear it out, vent it out, get it out of our system. Because through all this team's atrocious right now, right? Okay, and we're going to get into all that. But next week's a winnable football game. Like we'll get into it. But I laugh saying it because I can't believe I after losing 5 or 6 that you can really say that out loud. But it truly is. But what a terrible, terrible collapse of a season. Ties into our poll question. A poll question brought to you by Baggio's Bread. They're located in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Home of the best stuffed bread, tomato pie, sandwiches, cutlets, meatballs. You mentioned HUD Radio. Get 10% off your order. Go check out Baggio's Bread, Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Our poll tonight, the city of collapsing. It's what we do. I mean, this is who we are. It's a Philly thing. Should have wore that sweatshirt tonight. I'm going to go find it. Len, give me the sweatshirt. Right? Because at this point, I mean, that's what it is. We talk about the Phillies. Hey, they just did it. I mean, we just talked about it. Right? We just watched it happen at home. At home. We started collapse on the road, and then it carried over in the home, right? And you couldn't believe what you watched. This football team was 10-1. We were making up reasons to say, like, well, they're tough, they're resilient, and they're all these things when they're really just masking a bunch of problems that came out over time and are now wide open. And they're wide open. So it's never happened. So no football team in NFL history has started out 10-1 and not got to 12 wins. Never. And they had an extra game to do it. So to the poll. After starting out 10-1, this is the biggest collapse in Eagles history. Well, I just told you the number, right? The stat. They didn't get to 12. They didn't get to 12. They're the only team in NFL history not to get to 12. So I absolutely agree.
That's embarrassing.
Now, that being said, I know you're not to cut you off. Just to your point, they're -2.5 next week.
Yeah.
Holy!
Imagine betting them. Imagine taking them, and I take them, every week.
Shit on a shingle.
I mean,
I
think
wow.
You might as well back a Brinks truck on the Bucks. Back a Brinks truck onto the Bucks.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not going to do that either.
We should not be giving anyone points, especially on the road.
Well, no, I think Vegas just doesn't know who should be given points. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know who to get points. Well,
our 2 best receivers are hurt.
All right, we'll get into it.
We can't tackle anyone.
We'll get into that. We'll give the preview of that game after the poll question. So knowing that they're the only team in NFL history not to get to 12 wins, that would equal a major collapse. And yes, the biggest collapse in Eagles history. It is. Like, you could talk about collapsing in NFC title games or different things like that, right? This is a team coming off a Super Bowl. And for the most part, pretty intact coming back to next year, and especially on the offensive side of the football, right? And you start out 10-1, and you don't walk into an NFC East title, is egregious, is a major collapse, okay? And then you want to we can start off with, like, okay, you want a 1 or 2 seed collapse. Then you should just walked into an NFC title. I mean, the NFC East. That's a collapse. Go down the list. Now you're a 5 seed. You're a 5 seed. You're 10-1. I mean, everybody's power rankings were the Eagles 1, 2, or 3 through those first 11 weeks. No matter how they were winning, no matter anything else, right? And like I said, they were masking all their problems, and they came out. So how's this not the biggest collapse? And all that being said, they can go win next week. And then the collapse is on the table, I guess. Right? But at the end of the day, right now it is. Right now it is. And when you talk about firing coaches and all that, I'll have that conversation after next week. Like, that conversation will be out there. Let's have it. I'm not going to have it a week leading into a playoff game. That's egregious media. That's egregious media, in my opinion. I'm not going to talk about Nick getting fired or anybody else right now. Right? My job as a fan is to focus on what we got coming up. And once we lose, then hey, I'll tell you everybody I want to get rid of.
Once we lose.
It will have to be a finish. How am I going to sit here and try to find a silver lining?
There is none.
There isn't one. You're watching missed tackles. You're watching missed assignments. You're watching AJ Brown get hurt. You're watching Jalen Hurts get hurt. So how are you believing in anything? But in terms of it being a collapse, it's clear. We've all watched it. Everybody commenting in. We appreciate it. Keep them coming. We'll read them all off. Get it off your chest. I've never seen a team just look disinterested. Let's just look at the facts as competitors. I'm looking at a disinterested football team, and that goes by how you tackle, how you block, right? I'm looking at a quarterback that nobody wants to say it, but at any time there's a little pressure, it's bounce out to the right, bounce out to the right, bounce out to the right. Well, there's times to actually step up and throw the football.
Oh, he can't do that.
So I'm watching him regress. So I'm watching players get worse. While coaching, we already know what that is. So there's been a lot of talking through these 6 weeks of this and that, and players-only meetings, which, is never a good thing, right? Nothing good comes out of that, and we're watching it because it means you're crumbling, right? I mean, that means you're crumbling when you get the players-only stuff. Maybe, depending on your locker room, right? But we're just watching a football team that's not talented enough on defense. Their pass rush is non-existent. I mean, you're talking about a disappearing act? I mean, I don't think Josh Sweat has a sack in 6 or 8 weeks or something. I mean, that's a guy you're paying good money to get to the quarterback. I don't want to hear about pressures. So you're talking about a team that disappeared offensively. Look at all the talent on the offensive side of the football. I so bad want to curse right now, Wilson. I haven't through this whole rant.
I noticed.
I'm good about myself right now, right? I'm getting it out without saying all the other words. But at the end of the day, this is slop. This is a joke. And it starts with defense. You change the tide of stuff of your football team. You go out and you get a big play, right? Somebody makes a big play, right? That changes it all early in the game. All somebody needs to do is go and make a big play early in the game. If that's a slant, a big slant, if that's a turnover, if that's a sack, something of positivity that this team has not done in 5 or 6 weeks. So if you're out there and you believe in this team, we want to hear from you. You believe that this isn't a collapse, right? That I want to hear from you. I want to hear from anybody out there that still has belief. And if you do, you tell us why. You tell us why. Like I said, after we lose next week, I'll go for Nick. All right? I'll see you, Nick. All right? I'll see this whole coaching staff after next week. If we win, then we'll enjoy it. But I agree, guys. I agree.
I don't see how you can't agree.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I was yelling about
it. If someone doesn't agree, please comment in, because to me, I mean, it's been trending that way for a couple weeks now. But after last week and how bad that was at home to a shitty Arizona team, there it is, and like everything that was said all week, everyone's been down on them. They've been saying the right stuff. To come out and not even show up against a bad Giants team, more guys get hurt. Like it's over. To me, I know you're saying there's a winnable game next week. I think there's no shot. There's no shot we win next week.
No, I'm not telling you there's a shot. I'm just telling you it's winnable. It's winnable.
No, it is winnable, but there's no chance we win.
No. Yeah, exactly. Like if you just joined us, like you came out of like you were in Alaska, right? In Antarctica, you just got back, right? You're gonna say, yeah, it's a winnable game. But if you watch it for the last 6 weeks and you've been here through it, like if you left it 10-1, you're gonna be like, "What are you talking about? What are you talking about?" But
Yeah,
you just
king crab season. Yeah, king crab season. That's the thing, buddy. That's big time. Yeah.
You just got back.
We just got our clocks cleaned by the Cardinals and the Giants in back-to-back weeks in must-win games.
Yeah. So if you just got back,
Cardinals at home.
That's why. That's why. That's why it's winnable, but we're not going to win. All right, go ahead. Well, sorry.
No, that's to me, it is the biggest collapse in Eagles history. I can't think of a worse one. And I know we've had bad teams. Don't get me wrong. I've seen a lot of bad teams in the Eagles. But this one, like, we like you said, like Tom said, I don't want to reiterate, but like we were talking resiliency early. Like we weren't looking good, but we were still winning games, all this stuff. And then we just stopped winning games. Still weren't looking good. Stop winning. We have too much talent to be as bad as we've been the last 6 weeks. That's just the plain old facts of the matter, and that's why I'm looking. I mean, it's the players' faults too, but I'm looking a lot at the coaching as well. It's been bad. Everything's been bad, and at this point today, it's that we don't hit the iceberg. It's sunk. We're sinking. There ain't no lifeboats. We're down. It's over.
Bunch of men down. 53 down.
53 down.
Yeah, listen, I mean, we're not, all we're saying is it is. Nobody's saying that they're going to win, right? Vegas thinks they are. You know what I mean? So, and not that that means anything. I'm just letting you know. I mean, the people, I don't know how the Bucs aren't favored. And I mean, they're at home. They should at least be -3, right? I don't know.
I'll probably be a pick 'em.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
When it ends.
It's crazy to me, but yeah, it's got to be unanimous agree on the poll question. I mean, I don't know how you can argue the other side. You know what I mean? You watched it. You know what I mean? So it's it's been horrible. All right, and there's just no competitiveness, no fight, no desire, no heart, no nothing. There's a difference between losing games and showing up and competing and hey, listen, maybe you didn't get those breaks that you got the first 8 weeks. You know what I mean? So, and maybe the time did turn, but this is a totally different football team. Like it's don't even, man. They're lucky they're not 4. They're 5-12. You know what I mean? It's unbelievable, unbelievable. So that's the way I look at it. Like, I don't know. And like I said, I got a lot of my buddies, everybody wants to roast Howie. And listen, I just, where was that in the beginning of the year? You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of 10s, a lot of 11s, a lot of 12s, a lot of 12-win predictions. You know what I mean? So I understand that comes from the offensive side. So I'm not accusing those people of, doing anything wrong. I'm just saying now we want to sit back and say, well, the fucking roster stinks. I didn't hear that in September. I didn't. I'm sorry. I didn't hear that. There might have been some concerns, of course, on the back end. I get it, but I didn't hear the concerns. I'm hearing them now, but I didn't hear the concerns, before September. It was, hey, this is going to be a good football team, right? And we'll see what happens. With a tough schedule, this should be a good football team. With hey, they got a steal in the draft. Philadelphia, Georgia University. They got a steal in the draft, and everybody was excited. And and they were escaping early, and the players and the coaches kept giving those pressers like, "Hey, we're not playing our good, all right. We're not playing our best football," and we were just kind of chuckling at it. And man. Wow, that couldn't have came full circle. Yeah,
that was your best football.
I don't know if you ever played good football.
Yeah, like that was your best. That was.
We're still waiting.
The only knock to Howie for this season is when you waive a D end, like when you're already struggling up front and you don't have that replacement in house, but you want to get your first round pick in Nolan Smith. That's your biggest indictment. Now, that doesn't equal you getting your doors blown off like you have these past few weeks, but that your D-line was your anchor. That's what you came into this year saying, well, listen, we know, all right, we got our corners back, but everything else we're not so sure about, but we are sure about what our front can do. Well, at least we assume that, right? And then when they're not living up to that, I don't know how you go and wave at the end in this league. Like in a league where pressure's king and it all starts up front, and he's the biggest advocate of that. To just go release a guy who's now going to the postseason and Derek Barnett is comical to me.
Yeah,
but But going in,
But
but
he
what
went
he
and won a division.
like, Nakobe Dean getting hurt isn't Howie's fault because you're deeper in that room. So some things injury wise didn't help. But you look back on it, and he's got some egg on his face just for the 4 middle back end guys that he allowed to go, and that he didn't bring back. Not one of them is the only indictment. But listen, that's when
I wasn't gonna give him a pass. I mean, like, I don't.
But he didn't play. Like,
I don't
we're
know
10
if
and 1.
exactly. I don't know if he's at the top of the list. That's what I mean. I'm not giving him a pass. I mean, players got to look in the mirror, and this coaching staff's atrocious.
Yeah, yeah. Like, at some point, you got to go coach and play. Yeah. And there's enough talent, like Will said. This is a talented roster. I mean, it's a roster that I had winning 13 games. I didn't give a crap about no schedule, right? Because you thought the offense would be similar. It's not, right? And there's been regression there on a lot of things. So I don't know. I mean, this is bad all around.
No, you see how important Steichen was. You know what I mean? Really, you can do things with mirrors sometimes. So was last year a complete mirage, or that guy's that good? I don't. We'll see. But what he did in Indy, I know. The 4th down call was awful, and I'm sure he'll be thinking about that for a whole year. But what he did with Indy was pretty remarkable.
Yeah, no, it absolutely was. Absolutely was. We're waiting on Greg, internet again. But listen, it's just.
I mean, it's a good ball though. Sweeps the dude's wide.
Yeah,
you talking about the dump ball?
Yeah. I'm not saying that the play call is atrocious. I'm saying he's going to think about it when you got Jonathan Taylor and Pittman.
Oh, yeah.
You ran the ball the whole drive. You ran the ball the whole drive, and then you mixed in a guy that's played maybe 2 plays all night, and you expect him to make, he's a pro. He's supposed to make that catch, but I don't know.
I think he had like 12 touches all year.
Yes,
So
that's my point.
I hear you.
I'm gonna send Jonathan Taylor in the flat and hope he can catch it. I mean, he's not.
Or at least Zach Moss. At least Moss me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Josh says, I hear we are way too talented. I hear we are too talented, way too much. We have the same amount of talent, guys, as anyone. People have to accept players can be bust or get old. But no, we're not. This wasn't like a hype on talent that wasn't already proven.
We do have a lot of talent.
I mean, Josh, you're talking offensively from your tight end to your 2 wide receivers right there are all guys like young or in their prime that have already proven they can play.
1,000-yard back, 2 1,000-yard receivers. I mean, we have a lot of talent.
Yeah, so I mean that I don't get where you're going with it. At some point,
he's wrong.
This roster was a roster that was able to get to 10-1. Okay, so whatever anybody wants to say about it, it still was 10-1 in the National Football League. We're not talking about just being like okay and average. They were 10-1. That's freaking elite. I don't care how you're doing it. Okay, then something broke down here. So you're going to tell me all the players got old, or something got shattered here somewhere. There was a disconnect somewhere that was happening, and over time,
something
happened where it started maybe going through the emotions. I don't know, right? We're not in there to know, and I don't think they know. Or maybe they would fix it, but something's obviously wrong. Something's not working. But we can't circle back and act like this team ain't super talented and they should be playing better football than this. Like, come on. This is a collapse. This is a major collapse.
Yeah. I mean, we just got doors by 2 of the worst teams in football. That's fact. We weren't in the games. In either game, we really didn't deserve to have a chance to win. I know it was a close game against Arizona, but they absolutely outplayed us the entire game. Shouldn't even have been close. 99-yard interception. The only reason it was close. Shouldn't even have been close.
And Mike Brown makes a good point. I mean, San Fran broke that mentality or broke that mentally.
Well, yeah. When they scored like 6 straight touchdowns, didn't help. Yeah.
1-4 without Big Dom too.
yeah, Big Dom. They broke us. I mean, Howie, it wasn't a fraudulent 10-1, right? Like that part of it wasn't fraudulent. What's showing that it's fraudulent is what's transpired after the fact, right? Like that's what it is.
We maybe we didn't play good enough to be 10-1, but guess what? You sneak out wins in this league. That happens with every team. We were just finding ways, and it's,
they beat playoff
completely
teams.
turned on its ear.
They beat playoff teams in that 10-1. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
I feel the way I feel about Miami, but it's still a good win. The Bills, it's a good win. I know them 2 are at home.
Kansas City
you went
on
to
the
Kansas
road.
City. Like, it's not the same old Arrowhead, but still, you went in there and won. They're playoff wins. You beat playoff teams. So, to Tom's point, you know what I mean? Like, it might have not felt like a 10-1 team. Like you might not, so if you want to say that, I'm okay with saying that. I mean, I wouldn't say, a 10-1 fraudulent team. You might just say, hey, they didn't feel like the best team. It did not feel like last year. Last year, they were head and shoulders the best team in football. Period.
Agreed.
Right?
Yes, Sweeps. Chris makes a good point here, I think. I agree, though. Like last year, if you watch us last year, like we're a great team. We were firing on all cylinders. We were dominating teams. It was never like that this year. Everything was tough. Everything was harder this year.
Well, why?
I mean, it's usually how it is when you go from the hunter to the hunted.
Okay, but where does it start? Besides coaching, which we already know.
Well, it
always starts with the quarterback. It always.
Yeah. So I mean, when he hasn't been good enough this year, right?
They turned the ball over too much.
You just can't
so to Chris's comment, no, it didn't break down. 10-1 was real, but it was ugly, sloppy, getting breaks week after week. Everyone was saying a win's a win. You ran out of breaks. This has been reality that they have won a single game over 10 points. Yeah. And again, the sloppy and the ugly started really offensively where you had all your talent, right? That's what the sloppiness really was early on, right?
Yeah, too many turnovers.
So, and we just kept, and again, we've been critical of Jalen on here, and we praised them too, right? But at the end of the day, if anybody out there thinks that this is the standard, if that's your standard, the way he's played,
that's
goodness gracious, man.
That's the problem. You're always going to have a mixed bag. Like we can keep it real on here and try to have a normal conversation about it. But, really it's just going to be, the tri-state area is divided. You know what I mean? It's because people don't, or either they don't care. They're not going to take it for what it's worth. You know what I mean? They think, it's not his fault and he's been good enough, and that's, instead of saying, hey, listen, he hasn't been good enough. I mean, come on, take the contract out of it. He just hasn't been good enough. There's games when, people have come on here and told us how good his numbers were. We're like, wow, you're watching the same game? Come on, man. Come on. Just be real, right? The other guy got crucified for it, right? So I'm seeing, to me, I see the same regression, right? So people aren't, people say, oh, that's egregious. Okay. You see the same regression that you got from 11, right or wrong. And it might only be 1 year, so we'll see.
Seems like a very similar track so far. Hopefully, it's not going to continue.
Yeah.
Well, listen, same organization. So same organization that ruined him.
Quarterback factor. Yep. Remember we didn't say that. We didn't make that up.
No. Yeah. No, they did.
QB factory.
Yeah, that's what we were told.
Yeah. It's sad, really, because I have no confidence that our season has anything left in it. I'm like a week from being a Browns fan, probably.
Oh my goodness. But
not forever, just for the playoffs.
No, I got where your head's at, and I'll probably be there. I'll probably be there rooting for him too, right? And for Jimmy. I mean, I like a Jimmy Schwartz too. So another guy got ran out of here as well.
Guy who just won a Super Bowl here.
Yeah, and he's got listen, he's got a lot of talent over there because
another home dog too. Houston getting two.
Oh, all right.
Early on.
Drexler says once he rolls right, plays over. Nobody ever opened, and it's like because everybody knows
stop
when he rolls
rolling right though.
Yeah, he doesn't.
You don't have to break container. We've been saying this for weeks now, but he just refuses to step up in the pocket. Like that's the one to me this year in the offseason. The number one thing he needs to work on is trusting his pocket and stepping up in it. Stop breaking contain so often. You got a pocket, step up into it, make a throw.
Yep.
Like there's times. Don't get me wrong. There's times where guys come in on free and you got to make a play with your feet. But when you have the pocket, you actually hurt yourself when you break contain early. You can step up in the pocket and use your guys like an umbrella. It's very simple. It's been happening for years. I just don't understand how we haven't taught him this yet.
Well, Don, as much as I'm critical of Darius Slay, too, on another topic of this football team, as much as I'm critical of Darius Slay, we could absolutely use him.
Hey, he's our best corner.
Yeah, so we're not going to come in here and act like going down to Tampa. We can't use him.
We might need them. They got decent receiving core.
And nobody's comparing. I'm going to get this clear. Nobody's comparing Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts. We're not comparing anyone.
We're saying very similar trajectories.
Trajectories in terms of what this organization may do to quarterbacks. That's all. Now, listen.
We're not. You're right, and I appreciate you speaking for me. Right, but Wentz was great too. wasn't he? I mean,
Before the injury, he was great.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, it's not as egregious.
And
I
then
mean,
after the injury, he had a lot of turnovers. Got very similar to the year that
people can
Jalen
laugh
had,
all they
honestly.
want. You know what I mean? The touchdowns might be lopsided because how many of them are 1 yard plunges. So you don't talk to me about stats. Talk to me about your eyeballs. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying Wentz is better. I'm just saying at one point Wentz was elite, right? Wentz was better than Dak.
Yeah, he was. Mark said you can stay down or you can get the F up. Nick Sirianni on confidence his Eagles will be able to flip it and win. I mean, at least he's saying that kind of stuff. Like that's better than we're right there or any of that stupid stuff, right?
Yeah,
like at least you're acknowledge that something's wrong, right? Because again, none of these guys want to call anybody out. Right? This is my job on the line, right? But at the end of the day, when you're a head coach in pro sports, like your job is based off of your players. That's how you keep your job. So if you want to keep, your job's on the line just like everybody else's. So you're gonna pay for my meals after this. If I get fired, you guys hitting me up and sending me money after I get canned and supporting me, right? Makes sense. So at the end of the day, when I'm going south like this, and there isn't that response of what we talk about all week, and we don't see it on Sundays, then I'm gonna say up there, I'm gonna say some things. And if it bothers some cats, then look in the mirror. Right? That's where I'm at. That's where I would be as a coach. Like you want to play glass half full as much as you can up on the podium with today's athlete. I get it. Right? I get it. But at some point, that's my job on the line too. Right? That's my family to feed, air quote, on the line. Just as well as anybody else. I'm gonna go let you guys sink me. So I would I'm glad some F bombs were dropped, and hopefully there was more. I can't wait to listen to it later on. I hope there was some accountability, like real accountability. Now I got to do a better job. Like I would be. I'm sure these guys are mad. We talk about it all the time. These guys are competitive guys. You would hope, but this is just downright brutal. I mean, Jalen 7 for 16, 55 yards before he was, removed, then a pick.
Yeah, and a broken finger.
And a broken finger. Yeah.
On the throwing hand. Middle finger. And AJ hurt knee. They said it looks like his ACL's intact, preliminary.
Yeah,
so hopefully that's good. That's good.
That's big.
But
very big.
Still not that's not good. And DeVonta's hobbled. I don't know. Not great. Nothing's not only do we play bad, we got more injuries too. It's incredible.
No, it has been. Pete, I don't disagree with you, right? I agree. Pete Evans, coaches are fraud. Jalen not getting the same coaching day-to-day at the NovaCare. We all know Jalen is more coachable than Carson was. And I'm not gonna say I don't know, right? But what I do know is I'll talk about Nick after next week, right? I don't know how you fire Nick.
How can you make that last?
I don't know. If you don't show up next week, you might have to fire him.
I'm going to need you to explain yourself.
Are you in the building? Are you in the building?
Pete Evans is our guy. Love you. All right. I mean, send him the link. Love him so much. Need an explanation for the ending, Pete. Need it, buddy. Need that ending right there, bud. How do you know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah, especially after this year. Jalen put up another
after the guy was drafted and he was on his neck, and then he, acted like, then you could say that. But up until that point, come on, dude, even walked on water around here.
I mean, Jalen goes and sits. I mean, what? Oh,
yeah,
I love you. Yeah, I love you too. But Donovan won a lot more here than Jalen ever has. With all due respect to Jalen Hurts, okay, a lot more here. And every facial goddamn expression he made on the sideline was critiqued. And that was before social media was a thing like that. Everything. This guy goes and sits with nobody around him and they don't even blink. And we're with a blank stare week in, week out. Week out.
He loves that Parker picture.
So when's he gonna go get in the huddle with his guys? Why is that not happening on the sidelines? Why is he not going talking to his offensive lineman? That's what great leaders do. So everybody just goes and sits.
I'm looking at a tablet. I mean, everybody else looks at a tablet.
So, I mean, as much I'm not trying to sit here and just go off on him. He has not been nearly as good enough. And I've seen guys get crushed for a lot less in this city. And to let him off the hook like we have, week in, week out, it's been comical to me. Been really comical. We put on everybody else. Everybody else. I'm not telling you the offensive play calling's good. I'm not.
It's bad.
I'm not, but when I pay $255, you make it look better.
Make plays.
Right? When I pay $255, that's $255. There's a clause in the contract that says you make things better. Nobody reads it, but it's in there.
That's what goes with it, though. You're 100% right, Tom. When you get paid that kind of money, you get the spotlight's on you. It's your team. We win and come. Granted, we always say this: quarterback. It's the most important position in sports. Okay, you have the most on your shoulders, and so obviously you get the most scrutiny. And he hasn't gotten a ton this year, really, but he hasn't played good enough. That's just facts.
Yeah. I mean, just watch Josh Allen tonight. I mean, a guy gets crucified for his turnovers, but just watch him. Play breaks down all the time. So play calling, I'm not comparing the two play calling. I'm just saying a lot of plays break down in Buffalo. Watch him make plays. Just watch him make plays.
And that's all we're asking for is to go make plays, which I don't think he's done enough of this year. Right? It just
we have playmakers. We absolutely do. I don't want to hear we don't play. No, and I do totally agree that the play calling's been garbage. But you still got, like you said, like Sweeps just said, when plays break down, you got to make plays. And I just feel like for the majority of the year, he's broken contained too often when he's had a chance to step up in the pocket. I just need him to not do that so often. That's my biggest gripe, obviously, that and the turnovers.
Yeah, no, all that I totally agree with. Jordan and anybody else who's talking about like the system and everything else. I totally agree with all that. Our routes are bad. Like our routes take too long to develop, and
we don't run the ball enough.
Yeah. All this goes into a collapse.
Yeah.
Right. All this, and your quarterback not playing his level of ball either, or what you expected. So all those things go together, and they equal you losing 5 out of 6. That's how that happens. It's never a one person when you lose 5 out of 6. It's a group of collective effort of things that just aren't right. So, what does an organization? What does an organization usually do first? Well, depending on how they feel about their head coach, right? They usually fire coordinators. So, gun to my head, that's what's going to happen after this year. And I don't think Nick and Jalen are going anywhere yet.
No.
But talk to me this time next year.
It's the same, like I said.
You know what I mean?
Same in every sport, right? The first guy to get fired in baseball is the hitting coach, right? Same guy you drafted, same players, same guys that are making millions. All of a sudden, Trey Turner can't hit, so we got to fire the hitting coach. Okay. He's the guy swinging a 40-foot breaking balls. Okay, I get it. Thanks. I needed that explanation. Thank you. Totally clear. But I get it. I understand how the structure works, right? The manager's not firing himself. So it's scapegoat central.
Yep, always is. So,
and again, we said this before the show started, but I just don't. The whole removing of Desai as D coordinator was out of left field, and I know he wasn't doing a great job, but we definitely have more offensive talent, and he's working with less. And then they just put Patricia in, who's a turd. He's just a turd. I don't care what anyone says. Matt Patricia's a fucking turd.
Yeah. Well, and you piggyback off of that. That wasn't the place to go be moving on from.
No, should have been the opposite one.
The offense had more. The defense didn't have as much talent. We all knew that.
Exactly.
We could all see. We all watched. Okay, so you're telling me that's escape, and then you're scapegoating something, right? Where hey, look at Brian Johnson. Well, Brian's Jalen's guy. So at the end of the day, that's your quarterback's guy. So whatever they're doing, I mean, there's been numerous conversations this year that Jalen Hurts has a big part in what plays are ran. So everybody out there talking.
I hope that's not so true.
So everybody out there talking about the plays that are being ran, and he has a big input in it. That would be even more concerning than anything else.
Yeah, for sure, Tom, for sure.
But very coachable.
No, that's
very
fun.
coachable.
I'm really hoping after Sweeps just said that about Josh Allen that he has a terrible game tonight.
So Greg,
only because I bet the Dolphins.
I'll vote for points because I got the over.
Like you didn't answer the poll question yet.
Correct. I absolutely agree with everybody. And I think as you guys have all hit on multiple points as well, I look at it a different way too. Like, you now question the leadership that is on this team, right? We didn't question the leadership that was on this team 6 weeks ago, last year, right? We thought we had really good leaders. And when you're talking the Jason Kelce's, the Lane Johnsons, the Fletcher Coxes, the Brandon Grahams, right? All the veterans that you had, especially in your trenches, you thought that they were all-time great leaders. And now you go on a collapse like this, you lose 5 of 6, and 2 of the last 3 with the division still in hand, and you get embarrassed. Even the one you won, we all felt like it was a loss anyway, with the way the game ended against the Giants on Christmas Day.
Could have been a loss.
It could have been a loss. With all that being said, you still had everything in front of you, everything to gain, and you still came out like this, right? So I look at it not only as, yes, we're 100% absolute collapse, but you got to look at inside, right? Coaches are all, coaches can say what they want, but the players play, and our leadership has failed us miserably down the stretch.
Oh, there's no question about it, Craig. I mean, it hasn't been, you look to those guys when you're losing and things are starting to maybe start to semi-spiral out of control. You look for those guys that bring it in, and they've tried all those things, right? Like they've done them all, and none of that's worked. So
and there's still got to be a guy that ties the room together, and that's the head coach. And that's what we said in week 5 or whenever it was, the loss to the Jets, when he was smug and he came out.
I didn't have to say anything.
When he was smug and he came out and said, I didn't have to say anything. Bullshit. Go in there and flip tables, and then let your veterans speak. You guys can speak after me. I'm speaking. So that was our first red flag for us.
We all said it on the show. Like, wait, what?
Yeah, we don't like that one bit. Yeah.
And it was funny. I was just going to say that. So me and Sweeps are thinking the same way. Like, we're circling back. We're going back. We're in the time machine here, and we went back to that exact thing. Where you can have all the great leaders in the world, but again, this is your job. You're the leader of this football team, right? Guys look to you to lead, right? Just like they look to the leaders next to them in the locker room, they look for the coach to lead, right? And he hasn't. It's easy to lead when you're winning. It's easy, Nick, to lead when you're winning. But guys' true colors come out when you're losing, right? Is there panic? He might act different. He might, whatever. We don't know, right? He might be a little bit more frantic. Who knows, right? Guys start panicking when things don't go right, right? So who knows where he's at? Who knows, man? I mean, you're talking about 5 or 6. At some point, you got to go in there and you say, hold on, you don't need a players only meeting. We need a meeting. We need extra meetings as a team, as a group, not just our individual positional meetings, right? Not just our defensive meetings. No, we all need to get in a room a couple times. Like, players do enough stuff together, right? But I need my leader of my defense, who's my defensive coordinator, my offensive coordinator. I need guys to stand up and hold themselves accountable for stuff. And then I need the players to be able to talk in front of coaches too. If you're going to do it, then you do it. But it's not the whole thing. The whole thing, you look right at him. It starts with him, and it starts with your quarterback. Those guys get all the pictures when, you're 10-1, or you're 20-2 in your last 22 games, right? They're the ones who get all the love for it.
That age well,
right? Exactly. So they're the two then who get the most scrutiny when things go bad.
Mm-hmm.
This is how the league works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes with the paycheck.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not making 10 grand. You're not making 2 grand. You're making 250 million. You're okay.
You're not struggling like Cat Williams. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You guys are doing you guys are doing well for yourselves. But and that's where it starts and it ends with. And everything else goes into play. Like, obviously, bad coordinators, lack of talent defensively, all those things combine into a collapse.
Yep.
Mike Brown says
we got a final on that Minnesota college basketball game. Did they win?
1 second.
Sorry, Tommy.
Yeah, and I think Mike, I do. I think he's more of a friend, right?
1-by-3. Sorry.
More of a friend than he is a guy's going to go in there and really hold people accountable.
Yeah, no, I agree, Tom. I agree with that.
Oh, he's definitely not that guy, Mike.
Yeah,
So.
he's not that guy at all.
you hit that right on the head, buddy. He's the guy that's gonna, yell at fans and do the bird. Like
Wear cool.
when
He's got
they're
cool
winning.
T-shirts, man.
Yeah. When they're winning, he's gonna do the wings and
Yeah,
and he's gonna talk to other people's fans. So.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's easy. It's easy to lead when you're winning. It's easy to lead when you're winning. You get away with a lot of poor leadership when you're winning. Bobby Rice, what's up, Bobby? He said we would have lost to the Panthers this week. Hey, the upside is no expectations. Agreed. Couldn't agree more. Now you go in the next week with like, all right, well, I mean, I've already checked out on this year, so if they give me another week, appreciate you. And here we go. Here it is. Keys.
Yeah, because of the last 6 weeks, but starting 10-1 and all those expectations. Yeah, it's I like you said, I think most people will put a stamp on, this being a wrap. But that doesn't mean that the expectations, should change, or it does because, like I said, because of what the outcome has happened, the 1-5 burger. But I don't know.
Yeah, and
It's still
honestly,
a playoff game. It's still. Yeah, go ahead. Will, sorry.
I know. Tommy was saying that he doesn't think Nick will get fired, and I don't either. But to me, like if you don't show up whenever our game is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, if you just don't show up in this game after how the season's ended, I might have to.
Oh, it's not about
if we get rolled, I might have to.
Yeah, it's not about what I would do. Understand?
Yeah.
Like I might fire you today. You know what I mean? You might just stay up. New York's a good place. Stay up here, right? East Rutherford, great place to live. Stay up in East Rutherford. So and that's where you're at, Nick. But I'm saying, what I think they do.
Yeah, I don't think they will either. Maybe if we get rolled, I don't want to get rolled.
But to your point,
you got to come out and show some heart.
The point, if you get beat like 28-3, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. No, I know. I'm looking to hunt. I already was hunting for you, so now you just made it easier for me.
Yeah.
And again.
Yeah, that's right.
No, as you say again, a couple weeks ago, right? We wouldn't even be talking about it, right? As you stated in the open, right? That's egregious, right? Tough to fire a guy, 3 straight playoffs, one off, coming off the Super Bowl. But the way these last 3 weeks have gone, that conversation potentially is completely flipped up on its head.
No, I didn't want to talk about it last week, right?
You even go back 5.
Absolutely.
You even go back 5 games. Keys is an accountable guy, so I know that's why he's posting that. He's not posting that for flexibility because that's not even 200 yards a game. That's atrocious.
It's not good.
That tells you that it's a dink and dunk world because you can take the 62% and shove it up your ass. I'm not Keys, just in general, because that's 5 yards. That's like a little 5-yard dink and dunks. It's not even 200 yards a game. It's embarrassing numbers right there.
Well, there's why
3 inferior teams.
Yeah, and this is why you've lost 5 of 6, people. This is why. Like, he's talking about the coordinator and all the other stuff. Like, this is why. That isn't elite. I don't got paid $255 for that. Mariota can do that for $5. For $5, Marcus Mariota can do that. So I don't got to pay for that. So right, like this is where I'm going. Like I can't believe that this isn't even talked about more. And I don't want to trust the kid because I like him, right? But like this is awful. Like if he doesn't turn a damn light switch on next week, I got major concerns going into the 2024-25 season.
And that's probably where Howie should get killed first. Is there was no reason to do it. So
I said it.
And we alluded to it.
I got crushed for it.
We have alluded to it, but that's
somebody called me a hater. I was all these adjectives, right? I was everything in the book because I said, why do you got to pay him right now? He's got another year left. Like if he's cruising next year, then guess what? We get it inked up right in the season. You ain't leaving in Novacare. Why am I scared about people leaving? If I trust in my building, right? And I got a blank check coming, then what do I worry about? I'm worried about getting ahead of the game for what? 20 million? 30 million? How ahead am I getting? Right? No. Actually, if he keeps playing like this,
you could have got a discount. You paid him when he was at his highest. His stock was like Tesla. All right, of course he was going to get that.
We're going to hold out.
Just wait.
Mr. Leader going to hold out next year? Right? Is Mr. Leader going to hold out and not come to camp because he's on a 1-year deal? No. And if he plays great and we don't have a deal, I franchise him. I know how this game works.
Yeah,
like, come on, Howie. You had 2 years. You had 2 more years essentially of control. And you go and try to get the discount early, like you're smartest guy in the room. So that's where it's on him. And now this year he's regressed. Everybody acts there and says he hasn't. You're not watching him play. And yes, the bad coordinators helped this process. Okay, for sure. But don't tell me he's looked nearly as good as he has last year.
No, not even close.
Come on, guys. I try to keep it fair here. I gave him his roses last year. But I'll give you your roses and I'll steal them the hell back that quick, too.
I hate that term.
What, roses?
I don't understand the whole give him the
I don't know it either. I just say things.
Every time I hear that, I want to be like, shut up.
I don't even know what it means. I just say it.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you're doing over there, Tom. I mean, Meatloaf. Tommy, Meatloaf.
Where's she at?
I did yell for Len for the for something earlier down here.
The sweatshirt.
The sweatshirt, yeah. It's a Philly thing. That's what we do. We collapse.
Yo.
Yo.
SMU covered too, right?
Yeah.
They were winning big.
Dude,
they were tied with 6 seconds left.
Okay, I got you. They were up 10 earlier. I'm sorry.
I don't know, bro. Buy a computer and you'll be able to be checking your updates. You know what I mean?
Yep. Lost by
we wouldn't need Wilson live updates. Right.
Listen,
nobody cares about your bets. It's like your like fantasy football.
I do though.
What up, Cass?
Check it because I'm using my phone.
What up, Cass?
Because Northwestern is opening up a can right now, and it's to close a monster parlay. So blow me.
It's going to be a 9-1 burger for your boy.
I took the other 9 and not the 1 somehow. Somehow.
Nice yeah, North Iowa stinks. So nice work.
Well, really, it was just because it already started. I didn't notice it until later. I took the ones that were still available.
Here's Bill to tell us we're wrong. Yeah. There's Bill on cue. Bill tell us we're wrong.
I know. Jail an apologist. I know.
And I've been quiet today.
Yeah.
And I haven't even I'm not even being hard on the guy.
There's a lot of guys. There's a lot of teams with 2,000-yard receivers. First off, that's number one. There's 17 games now. A lot of teams have 2,000-yard receivers. I could probably name 5 off the top of my head.
Yeah, he capitalized it, so we're gonna have let's find it.
Yeah, we gotta find it. I mean, Rams.
It's
Rams,
capitalized.
Right?
Yeah. Or Cup might have missed many games.
A couple we missed 1 or 2.
Okay, so Rams probably, Tampa Bay probably. Let's just rip through these.
Miami.
I think Houston. Oh no, he got hurt. Damn. Man, there's gotta be more. Jake, I hope you're not right, but you might be. What about Buffalo? They probably got 2,000-yard guys with Davis.
What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, it means nothing. It's a throwing
Shoop
league.
at 700.
I mean, what is it?
700.
What's it matter? Guys have thrown for more yards than him. So what are you talking about, bro?
Exactly.
Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Bill? That 2 show ponies got their numbers? Is that what you told me? Thanks, Bill. Thanks, Captain Obvious. This is what you're great at. You're great at telling me stuff that everybody already knows. That's what you told me. Cool. I knew that I got 2 show ponies and they got into 1,000 yards. What they do? That's like 65 yards a game. All he does is throw to those 2. So what are you telling me?
Now.
Bill, what are you telling me that I already don't know? Look at the target differentials from those 2 guys and everybody else on everybody else's football team too, Bill. You want to do this. And these other quarterbacks have thrown for more yards than him. So what are we talking about? Like, you act like I'm crushing all Jalen Hurts. I said it a million times tonight. This is a whole circle of issues that are all one, okay? But did you see the numbers over the last 5 games? And you're just going to put that all on coaching. So you play like that the last 5 games.
59 yards a game, by the way.
Ain't nobody getting 1,000. You understand? Ain't nobody getting 1,000 yards.
I can't believe Bill is capitalized at 59 yards a game.
Bill, you want to you come on insults because I get passionate when somebody just tells me wants to just be obvious with me. So I've had enough of you too, okay? And you changing the narrative to fit whatever the heck you want to talk about, like you do every time on every show. Appreciate you tuning in, but I'm not doing this tonight. If you can't see that he's part of the problem, then I can't help you either. So if that's too loud for you, honey, go get a bath. You know what I mean? Go up in the bathtub, light some candles, and kumbaya your ass.
Candle talk.
I've had enough of it. Like, you can't just be honest and say you haven't played good enough.
Bath bombs. Billy Bath bombs.
Billy Bath.
Billy Bath bombs. Billy Bath bombs.
Paralyzed.
Like, you can't just be honest. Why can't we be
Mason
honest?
Rudolph looks great now.
Why is having a jersey?
Great, Greg. From paralyzed to great. Mason Rudolph. The Mason Rudolph story.
Not this guy. The other. Somebody else said nobody's giving the defense a pass. They might have the worst defense in the league
of all time.
No, of all time. It's not. Hold on. It's not.
It's debatable.
We have the worst defense in the league.
Yeah. I mean,
I want Jalen to be great. Real quick, I want Jalen to be great.
We need him
I said from day one of A2D that I'm just going to tell it how I feel as a fan. What I see as a guy who's watched sports and knows sports my whole life. Okay, I'm going to give you your credit when you deserve it, and when you're not playing up the standard, what am I going to do? I'm going to come on here with the jersey and the pom poms and tell everybody how great you're playing. He hasn't played well enough, but he's not the only problem. He's part of the problem. He's part of it. We've gone through every part of the problem tonight. We get to Jalen, and it becomes a big problem now. How dare us? How dare you? How dare you bring the Lord's name up? How are you going to bring the Lord's name up?
15 minutes ago, that's what I was telling you. Like, around this area, be careful because it's
Hercules.
Unreal. They'll come flying in. You won't even know where they're at. They'll be out of the country. They hear something. They're at the airport. They hear a little, hear somebody be a little critical of Jalen, and they come flying in from another country. And they come, and they go.
Some bad news. Sidney Brown report torn ACL. So that's good. That the turf takes another one up there.
There you go.
That's great.
Jamie Jolly, appreciate the super chat. He goes, Jalen could play better, but there's more on Nick. He lost both coordinators, and this is what we have left. Why not go get more experienced coordinators? Jamie, I agree. Like, part of it's on Nick. It's his offense, right? It's your quarterback. Like, figure it out, right? Part of it
he's made mention of that a lot recently. That it's his offense, right?
Yeah,
like, let's be clear on that.
He's
come out a lot and said, "This is my offense." So it's even more on him.
Exactly. This isn't a pass. This isn't like Nick gets a pass and Jalen gets ripped. This is both get ripped. I said it before. They're in it together. Quarterback and head coach are in it together.
Rip party.
Right? So, like, they got to get it right together, and they've proven that they can be successful. They can't get all the love together when they're winning, and then when they're losing, only one gets crushed. No, because that's agenda. That's agenda when the others stunk. Okay? Jalen stunk and Nick stunk. Why can't we just say that? Over the last 5 weeks, Jalen Hurts has stunk and Nick Sirianni has stunk. Why can't we just be honest? I don't understand it. And there's not enough guys on the air in this city because they're all scared of something, or you're just going to be honest. Be honest, or you're not really being objective. You're not. You're scared about somebody paying your bills, or you're scared of somebody being like, well, you wore his jersey last week. Come on, man. Come on, you're going to put it on coordinators. He got 255. So as much as it's on Nick, it's on him too. Come on. But again, guys like Bill, they disappear. They disappear because they just don't want to be honest. Just honesty. But not enough people in the chat want to tell you that. How many people can add in the chat? Stay with me. Jalen Hurts has stunk the last 6 weeks, and Nick Sirianni has stunk the last 6 weeks. Say it with me. It's gonna feel good saying it. Trust me. You'll feel good. You'll feel cleansed a little bit. Look what A2D did for me tonight. They cleaned me out, honey. I didn't even need you. Didn't even need you. Didn't even need you. Didn't even need you tonight for a little missionary. A2D cleaned me out. Don't even need you. That's what we're here to do for you.
Yeah.
But go listen to some talking heads and let them blame it on everybody else. Head coach, Quarterback.
I thought you were repping the band for a second. I was like, I love the Talking Heads. Then I realized what you meant.
Come on, man. Come on. They're tied together. In the history of the NFL, guys go to the Hall of Fame together. They literally go in together. Like, you know what? These guys were so good together, we're going to induct them together. Like, this is how it freaking works. But we're going to act like this is some new thing. Well, yeah, you know what, Tom? You know why he hasn't played as well? Because Nick's regressed. Because Nick isn't good enough. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. We're always looking to blame somebody when we have a love affair, right? It's like your wife cheating on you. You just don't want to admit it. Well, I was away a lot on the road. I was on the road a lot, right? You know, people got to live their lives. They got to get in some enjoyment. So you make up excuses. You make up excuses for it. No, it happened. It happened. She stinks and he stinks. This is what's going on. Like, why? But nobody wants to do it. Nobody wants to. When you have that kind of connection to a player, it's hard, right? My connection to Joel Embiid's like that a little bit, right? Where it's hard for me to take off my glasses sometimes. But I did it last year though. First time, I said it's enough. That's enough. I talked about trading him that night. By Wednesday, I was better, right? But that night I was on full trade mode. Get the machine out. I'm in. And I settled, right? Felt like I came to my senses, and then I moved on, right? But at the end of the day, like, you got to be able to get to that point with players. Not we're moving on from Jalen Hurts, but the accountability as a fan. They say, you know what? I love my team, and I believe this stuff because I do. I know we all do, right? So, but that being said, like, I'll never love a player more than the team.
Yeah,
like that's
I mean,
you
players
sign
come and go.
Yeah,
Players
like you sign somewhere. Like somewhere there's a contract that you don't even know you signed to be a fan, to get yourself in. And on that contract, it says it. I'll never love anybody more than my team. And you got people out there that want to love a certain player more than the whole team. So they don't want to be like, well, he hasn't been good enough. Like AJ hasn't been good enough. Jalen hasn't been good enough. Our line hasn't been good enough. Mulata, I feel like it's stunk, right? I mean, there's been some things. It's not like, again, it's not a one-man band on why you're not good.
Yeah.
But again, it starts with those two guys. And then you start working to your other things that aren't good enough. Jamie, another super chat. Appreciate you.
Oh, thanks, Jamie.
He said the other issue I have is Nick should not have made the change to defense during the middle of the year. Wilson alluded to this earlier.
Absolutely.
Everybody on your post the other day on the quote image that hit A2D is like, who's Brian Wilson? Who's Brian Wilson? You know, they're trying to knock you, right? Because you have I have no confidence in this team.
I say that all the time. Who is Brian Wilson? But I do. I have watched a lot of football in my life. I'll tell you that. That was a crazy move.
Look at me, cat in the same room.
I'm with Jammy though. It's a very weird move, and they didn't even talk about it. They were just like, "Oh, by the way, he's been removed."
Jammy, is it Jammy or Jamie?
I mean, it looks like Jammy to me, but
could be Jammy. Either way,
$10 bucks.
Yeah, like,
$10 bucks. Get it right, boys.
Trying to. We're trying to get it right here. We are trying. We're trying to get it right.
I just feel like it was a weird move, weird timing, and they didn't really even address it. They're like, oh, by the way, Matt Patricia, he's gonna be doing the calls on the sideline. And he's a pile of shit anyway. So,
and it wasn't even like a real move. Like they just said, oh, we're just gonna change it up. Like if you're gonna fire somebody, just fire them.
Yeah. Oh, we're doing like what the Flyers used to do. We're like, we're gonna reassign him inside the.
We're gonna move him up, give him a pay raise,
reassign him somewhere. Man, get out of here with that nonsense. Fire a dude.
Yeah.
Also, think he should have just waited until after the season. But like, if you're gonna fire him, fire him.
Yeah, I think it's a weird look, right? And that whole move, like, I didn't understand it because again, that wasn't your most talented group to say, all right, well, we got to make a change here. Like,
I would have thought that the offensive coordinator had done a worse job, in my opinion.
Agreed. Because we were talking about the offense the entire season, right? There was a stretch of the season where at least the defense through second halves, right, up until 10-1, the defense had shown flashes in second halves to make adjustments and to come out and be able to shut people down. And there was
we went like 3 straight games where we didn't let up points in the second half.
Absolutely. And then there was times also where we were able to stop the run. You look now, we can't A, there's no adjustments, and B, we can't stop us four going out there and playing.
We can't stop anybody. We can't get off the field on third down. That's literally the name of the
Swiss
game.
cheese.
The name of the game is getting off the field on third down, and we can't do it. We can't do it.
At all.
At all. Doesn't matter. It could be 3rd and 1. It could be 3rd and 21. We can't get off the field.
Maybe Allen. Bill, you're crazy.
Yeah, I can't believe we're in the maybe Allen game.
I mean,
now.
you can now throw CJ Stroud in that conversation.
Yeah. CJ Stroud's in that conversation.
Laughable. Only people that would even think that is anybody in this area, or that's anybody that's an Eagle fan. The only people that would even think that. It's not even close. Not even close, Bill. Sorry.
No, don't be. It's the truth. But
I mean,
he can't handle the truth. He can't handle it. Sorry, was that too loud?
Maybe Allen. I mean, I would definitely. I had a couple more. I think a couple more guys get added to that.
Yeah, I'm not going to go crazy, but all the names you just mentioned are better, and I would take over them for sure, and then we can go from there. But it's, again, this isn't like this isn't what we're doing here, Bill. This is what you do again.
He's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
we're not going anywhere. I asked you to be honest and tell me if you think he's playing well enough, Bill. As well,
we don't have to start comparing him to everybody.
Has
he played good enough? No, the answer is no.
Like, how many times do I got to, like, how many ways do you guys need to hear it tonight? That's all I'm asking you to say is he has not played well enough. Do that, and you're going to feel delicious about yourself. You're going to be like, you know what? I was honest for the first time in a while. That's what you're going to go say to your friends at work tomorrow, anybody. Like, I was honest. First time in a while, I was honest about my sports take. Come on.
We're doing a little therapy right now. We're on the couch.
Lamar, Stroud, Barrow, Al Mahomes, and my personal Herbert. People may not agree. I mean, Herbert's more talented.
Herbert's definitely is more on talent.
But
he has bad coaching. He's had bad coaching.
Guess what? You get Herbert an actual coach.
So we'll see. Well, now we're going to find out about Herbie. Now we're going to find out about Herbie. Because to Tom's point about being linked to a head coach, holy anchor Batman.
Yeah,
right? When you look at the two, it's not close either, right? But Herbert will be designated as a loser and all this stuff because of the situation that he's in, and I get that. All right, and there's no reason to avoid that, except for he was tied to the worst head coach maybe in NFL history, with all that talent. That's what I'm saying. Honestly, with that talent, worst head coach in NFL history.
It's hard to say that, but he might be. Sweeps him and Mark Trestman battling
with the talent, and I don't even know if Mark Trestman had the talent. I'm talking about pound for pound talent wise.
Oh, yeah, great talent. Yeah, a lot of talent in the Chargers.
Karan Keith says, can I hang with y'all at the parade? Yeah, if we ever have one again. Love to have you. Yeah, love to have you there. Love to be there again. It was a great time.
Think about that. That's great.
Yeah.
It's great to think about.
That was fun 5 weeks ago, But guess what?
That'd be great.
Guess what? I gotta go. I gotta go say goodnight to Cass real quick. But before I go up there real fast, I'll be right back. But before I go up there,
come on back.
It is, yeah.
But Dak's on there too, though. I got news for you. So everybody. And I'm saying all Eagle fans. I don't expect anybody to say a fucking Cowboy. And God bless you. You don't have to. Dak's better. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry.
Right now,
that's it, Bill.
Right now he is.
That's it. That's it.
Right now he is. And if anybody says he isn't, I don't know what you watched this year, right? You didn't watch it. Now, all this being said, right? If you want to try to be a guy who lives with your glass half full, I'm not going to be that guy this week, but you find out. We talked about it a couple weeks straight. When the playoffs hit, is there a light that turns on, right? Does something go on? Do you find ways to win? I don't know, right? But I doubt it.
Everybody talks, right?
That's it. That's
talks.
Well, don't laugh at me. I'm not in this camp.
I wasn't. I was gonna mention another quarterback, and I was like, I can't do it.
People need hope sometimes, right? Like, listen, we live and die with our sports teams. So sometimes as fans, we need like something to be like, okay, maybe all week long, maybe there's this, right? And all I'm gonna say is maybe 255. Maybe 255 knows how to cash it, how to put whatever, how to show up in big spots, in big moments. I don't know. Maybe he has that. We're going to find out. We're going to find out.
What has me nervous, Tommy, even more so than how we've played, is we definitely can't stop anybody defensively, and now we got our quarterback banged up and our two best receivers hurt, and our running backs banged up. We're asking a lot,
and we don't like to run the ball. So, and we're not big fans of running it. So
no.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, listen, that's all. That's where I'm at with it. There's not where I'm at with it, but that's like the glass half full is, the team's been in the dance before. They hit a horrendous rut, an all-time collapse, right? You're able to come out and scratch yourself out of dub somehow, right? Somehow, some way. Then a lot of things can change quickly. You know what I mean? You could be going to a divisional round game thinking okay, why can't we go here and win? Right? So a lot can change week to week in this league, and especially over 2 weeks, as we've seen. A lot can change. Now, I don't think they have that ability. I think they're dead. Right? But you find out. What kind of leader is your quarterback? What kind, you know what I mean? You find some things out. All right, boys, I'll be right back.
The fact that the Eagles aren't ever prepared when a team sends a blitz is ridiculous. John, I'm with you. I mean, obviously, we haven't really mentioned this, but I feel like a lot of teams are blitzing the hell out of Jalen right now. It seems to be the MO of how to get us is you just blitz the hell out of us.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to that comment earlier about all of our routes taking so long to develop, right? Over the last couple of weeks especially, we don't have any over-the-middle, quick-breaking routes to combat this blitz, right? Going up against a Wink Martindale defense that they're going to blitz you more times than they're not. That's proven that's what Wink does, and he's very successful at it. But yes, no, you're absolutely right. There is all of our routes take, so long to develop, and there's no hot route. There's nothing over the middle to spell and give any relief.
Yep. Yeah, there has to be a crossing route. There has to be something.
Yeah.
There has to be something.
I didn't think that the Swift injury was that egregious. Is it?
I think they kind of held him out.
I just thought it was more just they kept him out for just.
Yeah, I'm with you, Greg, on that. I don't like. I think
it was just an illness.
I think the two receivers' injuries are worse. I think Swift was sick.
Yeah, it just says illness. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well, we don't. To your point, though, we don't run the football anyway. So
but with the Eagles' offensive line, you don't need to it's not like you need quick hitters. I mean, obviously they help you, as part of your offensive scheme, but. With that offensive line, you should be able to, if you don't panic and go out the side door like he always does, things can open up for you, right? So, to what people were saying earlier about every route is 6 seconds. Okay, I get that complaint, but with this offensive line, he has time. It's not like he's under siege. Come on, we've seen
a lot of times
we've seen guys in this league. I know, but we've seen guys in this league where. Yeah, well, I don't know if that's it's his fault because he's got happy feet and he goes out the side door.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Or is it, or they now this offensive line can't pass block? I don't know. I don't think that's the question, but
I think the offensive line's gotten beat up from passing so much. I would agree there. Obviously, you want to be if you're the offensive lineman, you want to be running the ball and delivering the blow rather than receiving the blow, which we've obviously been passing the ball a ton. But no, I mean, I agree with you, those sweeps. Honestly, my biggest gripe on Jalen, and I wouldn't say that he has not played to the level I expected him to play. I wouldn't say he's had a bad year. He just has not played to the level I expected him to play. And my biggest gripes are the turnovers, which you have to correct. You can't turn the ball over in this league like this and have success. You just can't. And I need him to learn how to work the pocket better. Step up in the pocket when it's there. Make a throw. You don't have to leave. Like you said, you don't have to leave out the side door. You can step up and make a throw. So that's what I need him to work on.
Yeah, he definitely didn't. He definitely didn't progress this year. That's for sure.
No, for sure not.
He definitely didn't progress.
Not,
you're right. He didn't play terrible, but he definitely didn't progress. And if you don't progress at the quarterback level, as your salary goes up and your cap hit goes up, you in turn digress.
Yeah, that's a regression then. Yes, correct.
And like I said, if you're just a stat guy, then and you're not looking at the game, you can't take the 1 yard plunges away. I'm not saying that. I'm not suggesting that. I'm just saying when you look at those, it's not like Michael Vick or Lamar, right? Where he's got 30 or 40-yard runs for touchdowns. You know what I mean? Like his touchdowns, and they all count equally. All right. So not being that guy, I'm just saying. But if you're a guy that, just wants to look at stats and tell me, how good he played, I mean, come on, then you got to be realistic about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, how many of those are push,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'd have to, we don't have we don't have that exact stat.
I'd be willing to guess it's at least 10.
Maybe more.
Maybe more. Yeah. Maybe
I was thinking 15, but I hear you.
Well, what's he got? 19?
17? Oh, he's got a lot. I wasn't sure how many, but he's got a lot.
Let's see.
I think he's second in the league behind Mostert, right?
Yeah, probably. One way to find out. Check.
And again, like we've said, they all count the same, but but let's be honest with ourselves. And people are like, oh, he's got 19 rushing touchdowns. So, I mean, he's got like 4, and he's got 15, push into the end zones.
He's got 15.
He's got 15.
I mean, I agree.
I would bet 10 of them are
10 to 12 are that.
Yeah,
are less than.
And again, like you said, it still counts, but like that's not him. Like that's not really him making a play.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, like I said,
a lot of turnovers here early
in this
relative game as well.
It's like I said, it's just all it should be. It's all relative. Not all touchdowns are equal. Even though they all count for 6. I mean, if you're evaluating, I'm saying like, winning is the most important thing. And that's what he did for those first 2.5 years or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So when that doesn't happen, then you go to then you see the atrocity that the last 6 weeks were. Statistically.
Yeah. When it gets flipped on its ear, like it's gotten flipped on its ear, you got
losses and atrocious stats. Come on.
Yep. Yeah. Winning masks a lot of issues and deficiencies.
Yeah, so I'm just going to go through.
As soon as you as soon as you stop winning, those glaring deficiencies show up. And real quick, Sweeps, before you head on, that play calling has been there since week 1, right? We've talked about it for week 1. But when you're 10-1 and every time you look up, you're 24 points or more, which was a lot of that run, you kind of throw that in the back burner. But when you start to not be able to do that, that comes glaring back to you.
I'm going through the schedule, Greg. You're good. So 2 against Minnesota. All right. So you guys just carry on, and I'll be caught up. There's 2 1-yard plunges against Minnie. So I'm in week 3 right now. I'm just curious.
And
I mean,
to Greg's point, what we were saying about the regression and progression thing is it's 100% true. What Greg said there is if you're not progressing, especially as you get the big contract and the big cap hit, if you're not progressing, then you are in turn regressing because we can't afford as much around you. So you have to be better because we're not going to have as many great players around you. Yeah. It's the same kind of stuff that's going on in Kansas City right now.
Kansas City, yeah.
Yeah, so that's to me.
You think they missed Tyreek?
Like, would you say that Mahomes is obviously great, but it looks like he's regressed strictly because of how, I mean, maybe Kelsey's regressed some. He hasn't looked great, and then the receiving core is bad. Flat out bad. So that's why he looks so bad. But that's going to happen when you get paid a ton of money.
When you're counting $50 million against cap. Yeah, absolutely.
It comes with the territory. So if we're being hard on Jalen, it's because guess what? He's in a position where you have to be hard on a guy. Yeah. That's what his job is. He knows that. He gets that.
We've been hard on every quarterback that's come through this city.
Absolutely.
I feel like we've been harder on the others.
First off, I was going to say I was hard on pretty much every one of them. And I was pretty hard on McNabb, considering that I was a humongous fan before he was even an Eagle.
Yeah. Oh, McNabb didn't have a chance in this city, and he still did what he did.
I mean, good on draft day, right?
McNabb he was hated in this city.
Mm-hmm.
People wanted Ricky Williams. He done smoked his way right off of here.
Yeah. That worked out well. Glad we didn't do that.
Yeah.
And when we talk about Donovan and stuff, right? Donovan always gave you a chance. Whether you liked everything about him, right? You can nitpick the balls in the dirt till we're blue in the face, right?
We didn't get blown out.
Donovan always gave you a chance. And
the only game I remember getting blown out was the Cowboys game in the playoffs, where we played them.
Yeah.
It was like
and I still have flashbacks of Rondé Barber still running at me in the end zone. Like, I'm not saying Donovan was great, but you always had a chance with Donovan, right?
We were always in the game, yeah.
And
Tight
for the
games.
most part, leading up, for the most part of Jalen Hurts' career so far, he was trending in that way, right? We were always either in games or we've won games, right? When you have a 22-1 or 22-2 record over your first 24-5 starts, that's a really good start. But we've lost that ability to stay in games and to win tight games, especially these last 5-6 weeks where it's just been dreadful. And yes, a lot of that is on the defense. But our offense had always, up until this last couple weeks, this offense had always stayed in games enough to where if the defense was able to do anything, we would be right there at the end. And we've lost that.
Yeah,
I'm up to 10, boys. So we almost landed.
Yeah, Greg, you're 100% correct, and it's glaringly it becomes more glaring on Jalen when the fact that our defense is flat out bad.
Yes,
like they're not even. We could say earlier in the year that we were getting by and we weren't terrible. We were pretty average.
Yeah.
We're flat out bad now.
Yeah,
just bad. We can't stop anyone.
So our 3 and outs are magnified.
Yeah, we can't stop a nosebleed.
The fact that we can't sustain a drive anymore, let alone get a first down, is magnified, to your point, by us not being able to stop a cold.
Yeah, literally.
Let alone
we can't get off the field on third down. So then now not only is our defense not good already, we're gassed.
Yeah, it's back to Chip Kelly, right?
Yep.
Back to Chip Kelly days where our offense was on or off the field within 30 seconds, and our defense is just absolutely hammered by halftime.
Well, that started a couple
12. Sorry, Tom, real quick. 12 1-yard plunges, 2 3-yard plunges.
So 14 of the 15 rushing touchdowns were within 3 yards.
Yeah.
So we can confidently say 12 were tush pushes.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that changes the narrative a little bit. But like you said, they still count.
Yeah. I mean,
Still I get down there, but like
No, I'm not being that guy. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying for the people that are clearly telling us what kind of year he had because they're looking at stats.
Yeah, and they're not.
Stats.
Yeah. It's not. It's using the stats to try to sell yourself that he had a good year when your eyes are telling you he didn't. Right, and that's where, that's where people are at. Greg, what were you just saying? Because
can't hide your lying eyes.
We were talking about how throughout Jalen's start is he was able to stay in games, and then the defense not being able to stop anybody.
Well, the defense it was like a slow build because you remember there was weeks where like you started to see they were on the field way too much.
Yep,
and then it just kept building up where your like line got even more tired. It seemed like. And then these drives became longer and longer and longer from teams, and now we're at where we're at now, which is why I was in probably the camp today that just sit all these guys, right? Like sit everybody. Don't play anybody of substance today.
Well, with how it went, we probably should have.
Yeah,
and just because I thought
now we sit them after we were getting killed. Like, well, we're getting killed. Might as well sit them now.
I just thought the bye week could be a bye week created by them could be helpful for this group specifically, and especially for the defense, right?
Well, especially the injuries,
yeah, like for so many reasons. So it is what it is. Thanks, Johnny, for the super chat. And Jamie says, or Jamie,
he's with them. Yeah, I mean he's with you on that.
He said there was no reason to play starters today. More damage on putting doubt in their head. Yep. And other issue, they may miss Shane. Look how Indy looks. So we need better coordinators. Yeah. Nobody's going to run from needing a better coordinator. Yeah. Right. That's a stone cold fact. We need that. Right. And then we can really, next year's a new year. So, I'll judge Jalen off of what he does next year, not this year. Right. I think that's how the standards should always be held for quarterbacks. Then you get to the point where if you have a history of just being great, then you get some passes on things, right? But we're not at that stage yet of like that.
We're gonna. I mean, we know the season's not over yet, but we're gonna need a bounce back next year. Yeah. We're gonna need him to play better next year, not turn the ball over as much.
Or we need a bounce back next week. Yeah, like how about start with the bounce back next week? Like the season's essentially not over, even though it feels over, right? So like. How about instead of waiting the next year for you to bounce back, you give me a little bit of that next week. But
there's a lot of 0-0 tweets going out there today, right? After the game, there's a lot of 0-0 new season, right? It's like January 1, right? New year, new me.
Yep. Julio, Josh Sweat might be one of the most overrated defensive ends in the history of the NFL in this city. In this city. Like I haven't seen many
Tyreek?
of them.
Yeah.
Haven't seen many of them. But he just doesn't get home enough. I don't think he's got great pass rush like moves per se. Besides just like
he's a pass rush specialist that's not the greatest pass rusher. And he can't play the run. Which we know that for a fact because since he's taken over as basically a starter and we've gone without Derek Barnett when we waived him, our run defense has been flat out bad. Now, granted, we're on the field a ton, but it's been bad.
Yeah. Bobby says apparently Hargrave was the key to our pass rush. I mean, he was definitely a piece that you enjoyed. I think a more key to your pass rush was the secondary was better last year too.
Big leads.
We have big leads all the time. All the time.
Leads. You pin your ears back when you got big leads. We haven't had big leads all year.
Has it been decided what night we play on yet?
I would assume they're waiting until this game's over, but maybe.
I think that's what they're waiting for, buddy. Because when I was looking earlier at DK, it says Sunday at 1, but it also has Rams Sunday at 1. So
okay, maybe I just put them all in for 1 right now. Fido had
it'll be 2. Is it 2 Saturday, 3 Sunday, 1 Monday, right?
I mean, I'm just saying, only right now they have 4 games even listed, so they're waiting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chris Kaufman says Monday. Twitter was saying. I really hope it's not.
It
Monday.
better not be fucking Monday.
You got to move all kinds of stuff around now.
It better not be Monday.
Now I got to cancel on people next Monday.
It better not be Monday.
You know what I mean? Like now I got to cancel stuff.
Don't make us sit till Monday.
Now I got to cancel work stuff that all to get blown out. You know what I mean? All to get doors blown out. Like, I got to watch the game. I got to watch them get smoked. Oh my goodness. Wow, I can't believe this is my life too.
Northwestern, run away and hide, dude.
I might just work, and then they'll probably win. You know what I mean?
Oh, I mean, I will be at work. I would like to catch the second half. The game might be over at that point.
But no,
judging by the last few.
Just circling back to Bobby, like I don't think it's all Hargrave because I think Jalen Carter is really good, right? I do. So I don't think it's like, oh, you lost Javon Hargrave. No, I think like you don't have linebackers, you don't have safeties, right? Like. James Bradberry fell off a cliff. So you have these things that are.
Yeah, and every team, Tom, like you're saying, if we do bring pressure, every team has a safety valve of being able to throw a quick hitter over the middle because we can't cover anybody.
Yep.
Over the middle of the field. Anybody. Doesn't matter who they are.
Yeah, good luck with Mike Evans.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Godwin.
Yeah, Godwin goes across the middle. I'm saying just good luck with Evans, period.
Yeah, he's had a big year.
Well, we find out
today. Yeah.
Well, Slay is.
No, I was going to say, yeah, we get Slay. But good thing today, Baker couldn't find him. Maybe he can't find him next week.
Well, that's the thing for next week. If you guys want to, we'll go to a quick commercial. We'll go to a quick commercial and come back. And
hang your head on Baker.
Get into it, but his ankle is not obviously is not good right now. I'm sure it'll be better by next Monday, right? It'll be a little bit better, but
is it official we play Monday?
No, I'm just saying that because that's what everybody wanted to say. No, Greg, Jesus God, it didn't happen that quick. You know what I mean? Like you thought it happened that quick that I just like that I'm that quick at finding that information.
Oh, I don't know.
No, I wish I was. No, there's no decision yet.
After this game, everything will be
official.
Sunday. I don't want to get doors on fucking Monday.
Yeah, just get it out of the way here. Yeah, I mean, I'm almost like I'll see you guys Saturday.
Yeah, seriously. Can we play 4 p.m. Saturday?
Now, what the chances like, you want AJ, hopefully. You obviously you want
Well, listen, Monday would help that.
Monday helps everybody. Monday helps you get that extra day helps a little help for everybody, more treatment, right? Maybe hopefully you get DeVonta back. Hopefully AJ can play. That gives Jalen an extra day. It also gives Baker an extra day for the ankle. So it's a win for all players, obviously, not just the Eagles. You get an extra day under your legs, especially for this defense. I mean, they've been on the field for 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've really been on the field for 2 months. Hey, what'd you guys do the last 2 months? Just been on that field? Yeah, I mean, I had not left that field for 2 months. Fletcher probably wanted to play today, but he probably was like, listen, guys, You got me this week or next week. You can't have me both. Just beat up. All right. This is Agree, Disagree, HUD Radio. Hit the like, subscribe, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Royal Billiard and Recreation, proudly celebrating 40 years and our new, bigger showroom.
Twice the size and twice the fun.
More pool tables by Olhausen. More dartboard sets, including custom reclaimed backboards. More bar and kitchen stools that can change a room.
And more bars, including pre-built and custom.
Hot tubs, skee ball, shuffleboard, outdoor,
and fun.
Royal Billiard and Recreation, your ultimate game room store. Now located on.
In our family, food is our daily bond. My Nonna, affectionately called Mama by many, found solace and joy in the kitchen, sharing her love through delicious creations. She turned her culinary passion into a flourishing business alongside her husband and sons in 1983. Celebrating 40 years is a testament to our exceptional team, friends, family, and beloved customers. With gratitude, we look forward to the future, expanding our brand to share the highest quality Italian food and wine nationwide. Our heartfelt thanks to everyone who has played a part in our story. Grazie mille.
Hats.com is the premier destination for quality and fashion-forward hats and more, with designs for every style and trend. Locally based and run by Philly sports team fanatics, Hats.com can help you elevate your hat John. Utilize the easy-to-use guides at Hats.com to find your perfect size and style, and shipping and returns are free. Hats.com. Find yourself in a hat. Use code Philly for 15% off your order. Hats.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Agree to Disagree, HUD Radio. Every Sunday, we are brought to you by our doc. Make them yours, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, location in Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. And our poll, if you're just jumping in the show late, after starting out 10-1, this is the biggest collapse in Eagles history. Do you agree or disagree? We all agree. And now it's time to preview a playoff game. Right? It's amazing. Like arguably the biggest collapse, but now we got to talk about a playoff game. We got to preview a playoff game. So that's interesting. And it's hard to be like, hey guys, what are you guys thinking? What are you thinking for this week, guys? How you feeling? I think I know how everybody's feeling.
If you told me 6 weeks ago that we weren't going to have a home playoff game, I'd have been like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Or that you were at least you had to go to Tampa, you wouldn't be worried about it.
Yeah, I'm interested in.
They're banged up. You're banged up.
Yeah, we don't, and right now you don't know who you're gonna have, right? You don't know anything like this. I mean, I know Jalen obviously said he never experienced anything like his finger popping out before, so that's a day-to-day thing right now.
Not too many. Not sure how many guys make this throw, but I digress.
Yeah,
I don't know. Call me a moron.
Photo edits by Sean says he hopes they block the game out in his area. Yeah, Martian. I mean, Todd Bowles is from the system of bring pressure. So one thing Jalen does not handle well is pressure. So
yeah, that's
he's going to see it
recently.
Now, remember something. This was a house of horrors for him. His rookie is not his rookie year, but his first year in the playoffs.
2 years ago, roughly, right?
Yeah, we went down there and it was
30-3, was it? 30.
Yeah, it was ugly. So
31-3, maybe.
Yeah, it was ugly.
Can't read defenses.
Yeah, there was a lot of things said. So we did beat them earlier this year too. Here, so let's see. I mean, we got to get. You know how it goes, guys. We've been saying it for 18 weeks or 17 that we played. You got to get to the quarterback.
Yep.
You got to get pressure on the quarterback. There's too many easy throws.
Sorry, Tom.
Too many easy throws. So what's everybody got? What's their scores? What are we feeling?
That was insane, by the way.
Yeah, that was crazy. Trent Sherfield.
Poor in the middle of Tom talking. I'm sorry for giggling.
Oh, we caught that?
Yeah, hit off a guy's helmet and dotted it, bro.
Yeah. Oh, he's
What a
in.
catch.
That's a touch.
Yeah, that's a catch.
The guy stayed with it.
I'm beat. A guy lives right down the street from me, and I'm still beat by 10 minutes. It's like I don't understand it. There's not, I don't understand. I got the main box of the house down here too. Like I'm a piggy like that.
No, yeah, I'm not doing it. I don't have any upgrade. I don't have any upgrades. I don't have any business being ahead of anybody.
Yeah,
There's
I don't
no
know what
upgrades.
it is. I'm calm because the 346. The 346 a month.
You got DVR?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So sometimes if you don't have DVR, it's like a little quicker. DVR makes it like a little bit of a delay. But I feel like at this point everybody has DVR, right?
You would
That's
think.
a wild play.
That is wild.
Real quick before we totally turn the page, since the bye week, the defense has averaged 69 plays. I've been on the field for 69 plays with a high of 92 against Buffalo.
Yeah, good number. A good number depending on who you're talking to.
Right.
But not, no bueno. Not good enough.
Yeah, no, that's not good.
And the last 2 weeks, Arizona 72, and today you could throw today's out because after the halftime, not many of them played, but 66 today. Last 2 games.
Too many.
Way too many.
How many offensive plays we've been running in those games?
Well, I didn't look at that.
Way less, probably.
Today was 65. Just because that's the one that's left up there.
Yeah, today doesn't even count.
Well, yes, I would assume it was mostly less. Yes. We're in that 50-60 range.
Before we really turn the page, my dad wants to know why the Eagles haven't thrown a screen pass in 4 weeks.
We've done a lot of wide receiver screens.
Yeah, the wrong type of screens.
Yeah.
Another one got picked today. Great job.
Andy left like years ago. Yeah.
No, Tommy, while you were gone, we talked about.
I feel like we haven't utilized the running backs as a receiver pretty much all year, though. You know.
Yeah, there's no creativity. I mean, and I'm absolutely not crowning the Titans. They're dog shit, but they ran a flea flicker screen to the fullback today. They ran a flea flicker screen. It was incredible. I never seen anything like it.
And they won.
Flea flicker screen. Incredible. Never seen anything like it. Check it out.
So Martian says 28-3 Bucks. Eagles will be down 21-0 at halftime.
I mean, I hope you're wrong.
Well, thanks, Martian. I'm definitely saving the trip then.
Bill.
Oh my God.
Bill's going to get his home game here. I'll give you guys one more laugh for a night. Here goes. We beat Tampa 27-23. Green Bay beats Dallas, and the Rams beat the Lions, and we get a home game against the Rams. That we lose.
We're going to lose. The Rams are hot.
Yeah, I don't know. And we lose.
Who's stopping Puka? Who's stopping Cooper?
Don, knock it off. He goes Eagles 34, Bucks 14.
I think the Rams Lions game is going to be like 41-38.
Yeah.
It's going to be a battle.
Yeah.
And Matthew Stafford wins a playoff game in Detroit. Imagine that one.
Martian, what a comment. This offense has the same amount of rhythm and motion as a Caucasian wedding. We take no disrespect to that here, Martian, because we're honest individuals. We know.
I feel like I can move and shake a little bit, but good joke.
No, I mean, listen, I'm not going to tell you.
There's a lot of me moving and shaking.
Well, we know Greg has no rhythm.
Absolutely. I am whiter than white.
He's Philly, Liverpool, Bucks 16, Eagles 13 in OT.
An extra 10 minutes? An extra 10 minutes for funsies? For funsies? An extra 10?
16-13.
If we go 13-13 to overtime, both teams should lose.
Oh my God, another 10 for fun. Is it double overtime or just single?
Yeah. How far is this going?
Well, with the field goal, it's got to go at least 2 possessions, right?
Well, our defense likes a minimum of like 85 plays, so extended is like however long you need. Julio, we will win 10-6. Oh my God, imagine us. I don't know how we're only giving.
That might be worse. That might be worse than the overtime loss.
No, I just don't know how the hell we're giving up 6. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna say.
How can you look at this defense and say, all right, anything under 27's happening?
The size back.
I'll go. Oh my God. 28-24. Bucks.
28-24 Bucks. Oh,
You did.
I don't know the
actually
Eagles
picked
can
against
score.
them.
I don't know if the Eagles could score. You know what I mean? Like, obviously
You're not
said
wrong.
Said it jokingly today, and with 10 minutes to go, they finally got one. Wow. I don't know.
Who did get the touchdown? I turned it off.
Quez.
Quez. Would have been nice in the Super Bowl, Quez. This season would feel so bad if we would have won the Super Bowl.
Bucks 23-17.
Ugh.
I know.
We got $2 already.
I don't know how we're holding the 23.
Well, the Panthers held them to 9, so.
Panthers always play the Bucks tough. I love the Panthers today. If DJ Chark
What was the
holds
line?
football, it's a cover.
Was it 5, right? 4 or 5?
DJ Chark fumbled through the end zone.
Yeah, he did.
I was asleep till 1:30, so I missed
we know
all
how
the
this.
games.
Yeah, we know how this goes. All right, what's your score?
Sleep till 1:30, Greg. What are you doing down there?
He's confident 5 a.m.
No, I didn't go to bed till 5 though.
Oh my god. Take a Benadryl. You know what I mean? Like,
What are you up? Were you out partying or you?
No, that's the sad thing. I'm not doing a damn thing. I just can't. My sleep schedule's all jacked up. I just can't do anything.
We need to get you on marijuana.
You don't have to explain it.
I'm close.
Right?
That's a
I'm
great
close.
comment. That's a tremendous comment.
Hey, walk in somewhere, Greg.
That's a tremendous comment.
I'll send some
I've heard
down.
that. I've heard
you
that
don't even have
before.
to smoke it. I'll send you a couple gummies.
People have told me that.
Now we're
before,
sending
too.
it in the mail.
People have told me that before too. So this is a tremendous comment.
I mean, listen, I sleep like a baby every night. It's amazing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you know why?
Around
Because I'm high as a
5:15,
kite.
so do I. Around
High as a
5:15,
kite.
so do I. Around 5, I do too.
Yeah, man, I don't go to bed. I don't go to bed till like 12:30, between 12:30 and 1:30 on a nightly basis. And yes, that
I'm more of a 3 a.m. cat, but I still.
Well, no, I mean I'll get there. Don't get me wrong. I'll get there. Sometimes I feel like if I go that far, right, and I get like I almost feel like I'm a kid again. Like if I go that far and I get caught, like what the fuck are you doing up at 3 a.m.? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like what are you doing with your life? You're up at 3 a.m. So sometimes you almost want to like, you almost want to sneak in by 2.
Well, I mean, this isn't the night before. This isn't the night before the Super Bowl. I mean, we're not out looking for hookers and blow. I mean, we're binge watching Netflix and drinking heavily on the couch.
No, but it's funny. I mean, I can get to 3.
Safety sweeps.
I can get to 3. I'm more of a, like I said, I'm more of a two maxer. Like try to get 2. But my point is what Will said, same reason he sleeps like a baby. You know what I mean? You got to get after it. And that might take you. Listen, that might take you to 1:30. You know what I mean? You might have a little trouble still, but you still got to get after it, Greg.
Yeah.
Get after it, and then you're gonna wake up in the morning. You're going to a little grog. You have a little grog in you, but give it a half, and you'll be cruising.
Getting no sleep. I already wake up a little grog.
Well, you don't even. Yeah. You're a natural grog.
I'm getting to the point most nights where I'm just like, I might as well just stay up. I might as well just stay up. Why you stay laying down? Just get up. Just keep moving on.
Yeah, you're a walking grog. You know what I mean?
You know how we combat the grog? As soon as you wake up, you just hit her again.
Yeah. Bite the dog that bit you.
Hair the dog, right?
Yeah, bite the dog that bit you. Let her get in the bloodstream a little bit. You know what I mean? Let her. It's not gonna make. I'll tell you from experience. It ain't gonna make you lazy, babe. I mean, quite the opposite.
You have all kinds of strands.
Yeah, you got to pick the right strand, right? I got
all kinds.
I got one for ADHD because I feel like I can't sit still, right? Like I'm just like Tom. What are you? You just did 10,000 steps. You did 10,000 steps in your own damn house. What are you doing? So you go by the right. You put yourself in the right situation to be successful, right?
Yeah,
and you get some that are catered to you, right?
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're freaking locked in. You know what I mean? You got a shark vacuum. You're freaking up on a ladder. You get in the corners of everything.
You're not on a ladder. Come on.
Oh, step stool.
All right. Yeah, you said ladder. Ladder and step stool.
That's not true. Different. I did the lights outside on a ladder. So
did you?
Yeah. I'm a grown up.
There you go. Well done.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed that either. But
no, you don't. Listen, I wouldn't have guessed it either. Cass made that decision for me. You know what I mean?
I would have guessed that was a Big T or a Len.
Or you can guess, hey, he's a good dad. You know what I mean? You know, this guy wants lights.
I don't think it has anything to do with it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I've
seen Lena out there landscaping like a champ. That's all.
Yeah, well, that will be continued and be 10 months pregnant. Makes sense because like that is something Tom's been adamant about, that I do not cut my own lawn. I'm gonna act like I got money. You know what I mean? I'm gonna act like I got money because I hate it. So we will pay for that.
Okay. I thought, never mind. That's fine.
No,
Yeah,
she refuses to pay for it.
Pay for
She
your
don't
lawn
want
to get cut. Oh,
yeah,
so
she don't want
cuts
to.
it?
She'll cut it herself. And I'm like, are you out of your mind? She loves it though. She loves it, dude. That's her thing.
You can't let your wife cut your lawn.
Why not? She loves it.
I know
That's her thing. She's
that's
always loved it. She's always loved cutting lawns. She likes it. It's enjoyable for her. Dude, she does like that kind of stuff.
I think you're trying to pawn this off that she loves this.
Why don't you ask
After
her?
you said you hate it.
Why don't you ask her? Well, no, listen, no, I'm telling you, I hate it. But if she hated it, I would do it. Makes sense? Like, you know what I mean? It's my ass. I would do it. But she loves doing it. Ask her. Ask her about it. Like, you think I'm going to come on here and start spreading false information? You're out of your damn mind. You're out of your damn mind. I told her, don't ever say a word about it, because I said I'll pay for it. So if you're going to get out there, because she likes picking the weeds out. She likes keeping a clean lawn. Like, some ladies enjoy that stuff. Like, you know what I mean? It ain't 1930, babe. You know, I'll tell you, Wells. Guys are allowed to not have to cut their own lawn. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, the times are changing.
I just feel like as a man, I wouldn't allow that.
Oh, why not allow it? Like, what is it? I'm degrading my wife now because she's cutting her lawn. Like, what do you think I'm making her do here? What do you think I'm making her do? Oh, Len, go behind the 7-Eleven with a nice skirt on. What do you think I'm making her do?
I know how.
What do you think I'm making her do?
I know how this goes.
How does what go?
She's like, I'd love you to go cut the lawn. You're like, I'll just pay for it. She's like, all right, I'll cut it. Like, I think I can see how this goes. I feel like I could be a fly on the wall.
Greg, how'd it go? How'd it go and run at me? Did I say, listen, just pay for it? There's no.
First off, the fact that Greg was living there and not cutting the lawn.
Well,
pay for it, Greg. Cut the lawn.
That's expected, but
I did when I needed to.
Yeah, he did when he needed to. But at the end of the day, like, that's what she enjoys doing. So, you act like I'm degrading her because
you're gonna take away her happiness. I hear you. You're gonna take
I'm
away
not
her
gonna tell you,
happiness?
dude. I'm not gonna tell you like it's like she's going out for a party. I'm just telling you she enjoys a clean lawn and she's frugal.
I'm sure when it's 95, she's like, I can't wait to go mow this lawn.
Oh, she despises it at that point, like anybody. But it's your bed that you made. You making the bed. I'm giving you the out.
You're sleeping.
Yeah, like, I'm giving you the out. I'm saying here is the check for whatever service. It could be the worst cut for all I care. I'm not a guy. I know people who will go out and stare at their fucking lawns. Right? The only F-bomb I dropped all night. They will go out and stare at their lawns. That's weird to me. I'm not going to stare at my lawn like, look at that cut. Like, oh, look at that cut. I'm a man now with that cut.
I feel like a sense of pride with a good cut, though. I disagree.
I find zero sense of
disagree.
Yeah, and I find zero sense of pride. I find zero sense of pride in a good cut. Like, the grass is cut. Cool. Like this. Like, what do we got? An aerial shot? What's the Citizens Bank? We got an aerial shot coming over. Like, look at the work he did. Look at the design of that lawn. Like, we're cutting a lawn. This isn't an art project. We're cutting a lawn.
Can be.
I think it goes deeper than that.
To the landscapers, it is an art project.
Okay, great. Now get on that. Here we go. All right, defend the landscapers of the world.
I had my own company.
This took a 3-minute turn that it probably shouldn't have. All right, so it's just whatever side you're on. All right, that's all. That's it. Len enjoys it. Len enjoys it. I think I would love an absolute green thumb. I don't have a green thumb. I would love a green thumb. I think the edging's huge. The edge is huge.
You got to clean it up.
Instead of the cut, the edge is fantastic. I'll take a great sidewalk any day.
Yeah, I'm not against it. Just
love watching those long transformation videos, getting down that rabbit when I'm not sleeping on YouTube.
You just mentioned
they're phenomenal.
Yeah, and you just mentioned it, Greg. You just made my point. I like watching somebody else cut it and clean it up.
100%.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Me to do it.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the argument. I don't mind it. Like, I got green lawn. I got green lawn come to put all the stuff in my lawn. They make it all green. Right? I got it all. I'm in for a good lawn. I'm just not saying, like, I don't enjoy the cut. And then the follow-up of going out there 3 times a week and being like, oh.
That's what I said. Everybody's different. I do. I hate people. So I enjoy an outside activity. You know what I mean? As you asked me, of the
if
comparison.
you started cutting your own lawn, Tom, you would become one of those guys. Like,
What'd you say?
Look at that lawn. Look at that lawn. Look at that lawn.
Yeah, I could give a shit. I give a rat's ass. No, that's just me. I'm like, there's other things I really enjoy. You know, like in the outside world. Not inside the house. A lot of outside world stuff I enjoy. And I will cut it. Listen, we'll leave it here. She's gonna be pregnant, like really pregnant, right? So I will obviously put on my big boy pants and get it done, right? And by after the first week of doing it, there will be a check written for somebody to come do it, because that's how much I'm against it. You know what I mean? I just I can't.
Sweeps will get a call. There's 25 in the mailbox. Need you.
Listen, we're a few years out.
25 is cheap. 25 is cheap, and that's all it takes, Tommy. Right? Put that in the mailbox.
Yeah, if I even drop 30 for your time. You know what I mean? Appreciate your time.
You're probably 40. You're probably 40 just to get somebody out there nowadays.
Because
put a water on the front step for you too. There'll be a water on the step.
Yeah. This is what
This
is what I live around. I want you guys to understand. So I'll leave it at this. This is the text message I just got, right? About this from Big Tate. You don't need to pay for the lawn. I'll be home. I got it. Right? Like they're so anti. Like it's like you're putting out thousands of dollars.
You know why? You would think he's the point of pride guy. I know
him. No, he's not a point of pride guy. He's a point I don't want to pay nobody for nothing. Well, which is good. Cheap,
but that's fine. That's fine.
So is Lennon. Here's the point I'm trying to make tonight. So is Lennon. They're like the same person when it comes to dollars and cents. They refuse to pay for somebody to do it. So okay. You know what I mean? All right, then you guys refuse and sweat your ass off. You know what I mean? A couple years out from Cass having to get out there and get dirty. So we're, you know what I mean? Yeah, Don. Yeah, Don.
Count down the time.
Yep. You got about 5 years and you're going to pick those knees up. Pick them up. Pick the knees up, buddy.
Yep, going to need you to mow that, because we're going to teach him the right way of like, you better mow this lawn, because obviously Big T let me off the hook a lot with that. Hence why I don't like mowing a lawn.
And we don't need no Randy Moore issues. So we got to teach him proper teaching.
We don't want to lose one of the good guys.
Don't want to lose a digit.
Still not quite sure how that happens, but yeah.
I'm still amazed by it every time I think about it.
Greg,
how could you possibly pull that off?
Hill Toddy?
Yep.
The dude we went to school with lost 2.5 fingers mowing the lawn.
Yep.
Like, how did you keep it held on and stick your hand underneath? Makes no sense. Let go of the thing.
Yeah, I don't know what you were looking for.
I don't know what you're doing. You're not doing it right.
We're 6 minutes in, buddy. It's not just talking about it. There's one thing to talk about something. We're 6 minutes in, buddy.
6, it feels like longer.
Yeah, in case you need the transcript. I mean, we got a lady that's over in the corner transcripting. Yeah, she'll run it back for you.
Here's the transcript. Tom makes his wife mow the lawn.
No, that's where this went off the rails. There's no making. There's no making. We gave you options out. If you want to be
sits on the porch with his wife beater, smoking a cigar. I know.
Look at her. Look at her.
Look at her. You got the spoon and the spaghetti? Yeah, come on. Look at her.
Got a little whiskey with a pinky out. Look at that. Little sips. Oh, no. But no, I mean, it's funny because Len's the person who knows how to like fix something. I can't. I have no idea. You know what I mean? I could replace a light bulb. You know what I'm saying? I got you guys. Anything above that's out of my pay grade. Like I say it all the time, the kids I hit with, I'm not going to teach you how to build a deck. You know what I mean? There's people for that. I have no clue. I only know sports all day. That's all I know. I mean, you ask me about anything else, I probably don't know. Probably an honest person, you know. All right. Eagles lose 34-17.
You have the Eagles losing?
Yes. What do you say that?
34-17.
Yeah, why do you say that with like my dad said they lose 40-3 and everybody gets fired?
I'm going 27-24.
Who?
Eagles.
Of course, Greg's the fucking optimist.
Well, I don't know how. Someone's got to go against it. We can't go all against us.
Have you watched us play recently?
Yeah, I mean, have you watched it?
I'm not going to the game because of the way they look.
He wasn't going to be unanimous.
I mean,
you haven't got the nails
stoked.
yet. He would never pick against the Eagles.
He just
Keep
did.
it real. He did. I apologize. Sorry. I missed that in the lawn talk. I apologize.
No, I just dropped it in. 34, 17 bucks. That's what I said.
34 points.
That's a roll job.
34, 17 bucks. How the hell am I gonna? Come on.
You're not wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong.
How am I going to sit here and try to pick that?
Yeah, I can't. I can't do it, Tom.
I hear you.
First off, I did it this morning, and my dad's like, they're going to lose the Giants today. I said, they're not going to lose to the Giants today.
When
I saw Tampa win, I was stoked. I'm like, let's go win this game. Look good. We'll go take over Tampa this next week for a playoff game. I'll make the drive. After the first quarter, I was like, I ain't wasting my time or money. Screw that.
John says 15-9. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, John, you know what the problem is? I have trouble getting to 17.
Yeah.
I have no trouble. Like, they might not stop scoring. Like, I'm being generous by only saying 34.
You're
like, they can easily walk
argue against it.
They can walk into a 40 piece. This is easy money. Like, so for me to get to 17, I feel because again, we don't know who we got playing either, right? There's obviously some question marks that we need to know. And will my score maybe come a little closer by Wednesday night, Greg? Maybe. Right?
Well,
maybe.
I mean, you figure we'll have at minimum DeAndre, right? On the offensive side.
DeVonta, yeah.
Well,
no, DeAndre
Swift for sure.
Swift.
Oh, DeAndre Swift, yeah.
He was only an illness today.
Yeah.
It wasn't a real injury.
Well, we don't use him anyway, so that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if he's the only guy we have, we're screwed.
But
we'll
I
give the ball to Gainwell.
Again, you're not wrong. What are we going to expect Slay to come off the rehab table and be able to guard Mike Evans? And then who's guarding Chris Godwin over the middle?
Well, James has
nobody. Nobody.
I mean, Avante's hurt,
nobody.
right? Jeez,
no, Avante's playing.
Yeah, no, he is, but I'm waiting for him to get hurt again. He already did first game back.
Well, I don't even know why you even got to bring him up. Bradberry ain't covering nobody. That's the other corner.
Because I was hoping to find something good out of Avante.
Well,
because everyone wants to praise him, but he's never on the field. And what he is, he's so far this year not very good.
Luke, we don't know yet. Luke, I mean, DeVonta, is probably projecting the play. You would think. I don't know. And then
I would assume yes.
Yeah, with Brown, I don't know. It's up in the air. Got to see how he bounces back. Obviously.
Yeah, but AJ, I have no idea about. Nobody does.
That's wild. Yeah, who knows?
We'll probably have more of a info tomorrow. Well, they don't think it's an ACL, so I don't know. I mean, he could have tore his meniscus.
Hopefully, it's not a sprained MCL because then it's probably a couple weeks. Maybe just if it's just like maybe a bruise, that'd be great.
Sorry, boys. I was for that unprofessionalism. my laptop died. I mean, I thought I wasn't even paying attention. Mid sentence, telling Tommy, tip of the cap to him. I can't believe he picked against the Eagles, and I went fade to black.
Yeah, you were gone.
It was long talk.
I'm gonna have to give this score again when he comes back. It's amazing. I'm really gonna say the score 3 times out loud.
Candyman's gonna appear.
One, because I still don't know how they're getting to 17. I really, I don't know how I'm getting there. I'm being generous. I told you the Bucs might score 50. How are we stopping anybody? We haven't stopped anybody in 6 weeks.
Yep.
So unless something miraculously changes, I don't know how anybody can go out there and pick the Eagles this week. I don't know how. I'm the biggest optimist. I want to be optimist and want to believe guy. That there is out there, right? That's my nature when it comes to my teams. If I believe you're good enough, right? If you've proven to me you're good enough, I want to pick you. I want to think you're going to win. And then there's the 2023 Philadelphia Eagles. There's you ain't going to hear me talking about we'll see what the Phillies do, but preseason, no matter what they do. I'm a guy now that said, well, how do you respond from what I just watched? You know what I mean? So I'm not going to go pick you to go to a World Series, right? I'm not going to pick you to do that. Not after what I just watched. So you got to go. Now you're going to prove it to me. Still believe you're a playoff team. You get where I'm going, but Now it's like I'm not going to just blindly say we're back. No, not after last year. I need some time to change my mind on that, right? Because like we all do, and that's where the Eagles are at. Like it's a prove it to me as a fan. Like prove it now. You're on prove it mode before I pick it. Now you win and even win ugly. Well, guess what? I may pick you the next week. You know, like I don't care how you find ways to win the playoffs. That ain't a beauty contest.
We didn't care in the regular season.
No,
let alone the playoffs. You're right. We didn't care in the regular season. We were finding excuses for you.
I think
Keith, everything's great in this, but I don't know how anybody could be in good spirits in that locker room.
Yeah, I was just going to say respond to the other one. I think AJ walked off, so he'll be fine. And you had to give DeVonta this week. You know, he was in a boot last week, so you knew that was coming. So
bubble screen.
Yep.
3rd and 17.
Yeah, Martian, you know it. We're going to win the coin toss. We'll defer. Tampa will score 7 quick. It's ugly.
Well, but they said it today on the broadcast. We haven't scored on our first drive all year. Is that true? Like, that's atrocious.
No, we did against the Giants.
Yeah, that can't be true.
I thought I heard Kenny.
We did it a lot last year. I'll tell you that.
Well, we did it again.
That's what I heard. Maybe not a touchdown. Did we score a touchdown the first drive last or against the Giants or field goal?
Yeah, John, I thought on Christmas we scored a touchdown.
Okay. Maybe they were wrong, but I thought that's what I heard. I said, that's atrocious then.
I think they went up 7-0. I think Tom's right, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, either way, they haven't done it at the clip they did it last year. So
right, yeah.
You know, to your point, they have not had leads. Well, that's the tricky part, right? They had a lead at Seattle with 10. They had a lead against Arizona with 10. They've had these little leads, right? But then they haven't been able to get off the field or tack on. So
yeah,
right?
Well, and last year they dominated the second quarter. So the slow starts were the concern, and then they decided to drop ham on somebody's face in the second quarter last year. So.
Yep, and then everybody said they had no adjustments at halftime, but they were up by 30. So they didn't need.
Yep, 7-0 against the Giants.
Yeah, and it was their they were
1
their
year
first
point.
offensive possession. Yeah,
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at this. You know what I mean?
I never said you weren't.
No. Sometimes you gotta pat yourself on the back, Greg. It wasn't about you. Not everything's about you. You know what I mean? You took it personal.
I'm always wrong. So once again,
it's not my fault.
It's not. I was wrong today.
It's not my fault.
People think I come up with this shit.
Well, you do. You come up with
here and I regurgitate it.
Yeah, but you heard it wrong. That's the problem.
Obviously, I did.
Because you're up to 5. And you know what I mean?
I hear a lot of shit.
It's
in my head at 5 o'clock in the morning.
I'm always wrong. You're mad at me. Like, don't be mad at me.
Poor guy.
The only reason you get
he should not listen to anybody because against Seattle, I just found another one. Not to disprove him. I was just curious. Seattle too.
No, I went looking too. So yeah.
Yeah, we're big fat check guys. I said Seattle too. They had 10
first try.
So I'm here for you, Greg. We didn't even need Google over here.
I hear you.
That's how weird.
He had to pat himself on the back after Lawnmower Gate.
Yeah,
15 minutes.
He needed to come back.
Here we go. Guy's a terrible husband now. Who's worse, Tom or Ray Rice? I mean, that's what we're acting like. You know what I mean? Like that's what we're acting. I mean, you would think it's what's going on here. It's unbelievable.
They did honor him.
Ravens
they did honor him. So you got a shot, buddy. I mean, I'll do something on Princeton Place for you. I mean, you got a shot. I got no problem taking care of you, buddy. I'll hold the parade for you right on the street.
Like a trophy. Like
that's great.
Tom Arnone changing the landscape.
New solo show.
That's great.
ATD's new motto: changing the landscape of sports talk.
Trimming the fat. A2D radio. A2D radio. Trimming the fat, baby. 2024.
Oh my God, they do play Monday.
Edgy, mowing through topics.
John, hold on real quick. John, first off, she will not allow me to purchase that. That's the whole problem here. There's
problem against the Cowboys too.
How many times are you gonna look at this throw to the sideline? I can see the green. His foot's in.
First drive against the Cowboys. 0-3.
I'm not trying to disprove him. I'm just down the rabbit hole now.
Honestly, Greg, it's It's strictly
I didn't
because
come up with the stat.
you're never right.
It's not that you didn't come up with the stat. Nobody did.
Poor guy.
Monday night confirmed, Wills. Yep. Oh, my God.
Unreal. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
I'm definitely not going now.
Eagles Bucks will be Monday night.
You can.
All right,
Why? There's got to be better game than us versus the Bucks.
8 o'clock on Monday night. Yep. Adam Shefty reported it.
Fucking nonsense, dude.
8 o'clock, too. I mean,
You can't even start at 8:30.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Jake Friel. Jake.
Yep.
okay, so here you go, guys.
There you go.
Here you go. This one's for you.
Enjoy,
I love how they're like, oh, we're gonna move a playoff game to Monday night to spice up. They're gonna give us Tampa and the fucking Eagles.
enjoy that. That's spicy marinara. Enjoy that. That's great.
What a disgrace. Should be 3 games on Saturday, 3 on Sunday.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it is because then you're putting the team again. I think we were talking about this last year, but it wasn't us. The team winning is just at a disadvantage now because now you're going to short week.
100%.
And you're probably going against a team that had a bye.
Well, you know what happens then, Greg? Well, I mean, I guess you have to see what happens in other games, but they're probably lining this up that if we win, it'll be us, San Fran, Sunday.
All right. So now we got to go cross country on a short week.
Yep.
Well, that's our bad.
To go get our fucking brains.
Yeah, you're right, Tommy. That's the bed we did because we couldn't do anything after 10-1.
We get bent over in Alcatraz.
Would you like a lobotomy?
Hey, a guy named Debo is going to bend you over in Alcatraz. Time's yours, guys.
Cut my skull open. Yeah, thanks.
That's why I'd love to beat the Bucks. I'd love to beat the Bucks, but
I don't know.
Man, we might beat the Bucks and might get a whipping.
They gave him a big cushion. They gave him a giant cushion so they get the first down. There's 11 seconds left.
Yeah, well, it says Miami. Yeah. I'm just watching on the computer.
It's Mick Moron.
When Miami called timeout,
they got out of bounds. They did get out of bounds, but they gave him like a 20-yard cushion.
Mick Moron.
Fucking guy. But playing his best fucking defender with 3 minutes to go in an absolute fucking prison rape against the fucking Ravens. And you lose fucking – sorry, Tom. This is bad.
Don't get me sorry to me.
It's bad. Well, it's bad for the reels. I'm trying to be professional.
No, you're fine. Just don't expect to see it. Just don't expect to see it.
I mean, trying to be professional. Not only did I curse there, I went right down the prison system and what goes on there and stuff. But that's what it is. I mean, this guy's got Bradley Chubb in it with 3 minutes to go. And Josh Allen throws it short. Bill, you're right, Bill. Josh Allen stinks. I apologize.
Throws it short.
You were completely right, Bill. You were completely right. I'll take Jalen Hurts. I apologize.
That's all you needed to say.
He throws it short.
Oh my God, he did. Oh
yeah, he definitely did.
Come on, Bill. Come on, Josh. I need the over. The over. I need points, Josh. I need 3 points there at minimum.
Him score.
Field goal in your back pocket.
I can't believe this game's on Monday night.
Yeah, it's unreal. Unreal.
The whole nation.
Sean's thinking of a tremendous terrorist fucking speech for the second half. Second half, he's like, dude, I can't. He's like, what can I channel?
He's coming in like
what famous terrorist can I channel? Right now?
Have you ever been waterboarded?
I gotta get this going. I gotta get us going here. Sean's like, I gotta get us going. Somebody get me on the internet.
Somebody get my burqa.
Somebody get me on the internet.
Allah Akbar.
Jesus.
It's bigger than me.
That's right.
I've never laughed so much after an ass whooping in my life.
That's great.
You know what I mean? Like I felt like I got thoroughly embarrassed today. You know what I mean? Like I felt like I was
fed up.
Yeah, I felt like I was a part of it. Like for the first time in a long time, at halftime, I was like, you know what? I was worrying about when I was going to be able to trim the beard up for the week and clean my life up, right? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go cut the hair right now. There's no need for this. So I get out of the shower and Lawnmower girl wants to get cute and go, hey, they're winning. I said, would you stop it? They're not winning. Yeah, they are. I said, Len, listen, I know what I was watching before I got in there. They're not winning. Okay, they're not. All right. Try it. That'd be funny. I was in there for 10 minutes. I mean, you act like I was in there for 2 days. You know what I mean? I would have been in there for an hour and a half for me to actually believe that they were winning.
A little how's your father and a shave? I see you. I see you.
Take care of that lawn when I was in the shower. Did you get that lawn done?
Teoscar to the Dodgers.
Yeah, Keys.
Keys, what up, buddy?
Yeah, Keys. We needed it today too. This is why we do it. Rob says I also showered at halftime. Felt gross. Jacob, that's the question. Jacob, if they have this same performance against the Bucs next week, I'm not even contemplating if I'm firing them or not.
Yeah, you have to fire them.
I know what I'm doing, but I don't know what they do.
I don't think they will, though, but you have to. In my mind.
Yeah.
1-6.
I don't know. Jeffrey's proud, though.
1-6 with no passion, no heart. True, you might have to think about it.
There's a lot of people that are.
And
like
Jeffrey
I said,
got a lot of pride.
If you get embarrassed, dude, it ain't even up for debate. You know what I mean? But I don't know what he does. Like, I don't know if he holds on to, you know what I mean? If he holds on to the fact, like, 3 straight years going to the dance. But I mean, if I'm him, I'm annoyed because I lost out on a lot of money by not having home playoff games. Mm-hmm. So, part of that, if you get thoroughly outplayed and you get embarrassed, I don't know how Jeffrey is, and this is done.
Yeah, especially with just the way that the season is unfolded.
But again, that's got to be somebody out there that he has in his crosshairs too, right? Like, but again, you never find anybody. Go back to him again. You never find anybody unless you move on from the guy you have, obviously. So, I don't know, but that'd be a very bad look organizationally that you fire 2 coaches and let's say 6 years that have one won a Super Bowl and the other went there. I don't know how good of a look, and I don't know how many coaches.
Chip, you can hate Chip, but Chip went to the playoffs.
And I don't know how many coaches want to come here after that. Like, this guy went to 3 straight postseasons and he's done. You're not even giving him another year to figure it out.
Good point, considering the Chargers kept Staley hired for 5 years.
Yeah, I don't think Nick. As much as I think Nick's done a terrible job this year, right? As much as I say that, I don't know how. Again, I don't know how you get fired this year. Next year, it's all on the table for you. But I think it's very hard.
3 games on Sunday. Wow.
Yeah, 2-3-1, right?
4:30 and 8.
Love the docket. Hate being at 8 o'clock on a Monday.
Yeah, I don't like that.
You can go 3 and 3. 3 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday.
And now we got to do a Monday night show.
Because they do it all. They want to have the optimal viewers, Greg. That's why.
They already do. Didn't you see that thing that came out on social media? They have 93 of the top 100
the NFL
shows.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they think that a game played at 1 o'clock Saturday will not get as high ratings as a game played at 8 o'clock on Monday.
No, I hear you. But it's the NFL. They run stuff.
Yeah.
And that's going to get the same viewership on a Saturday as it is on a.
Absolutely. The NFL, like we've talked about, it's the WWE on steroids. So it's going to get the same amount of looks.
I like the fact that they playing Rams Lions Sunday night, though, because I think that's going to be the best game.
Yeah, I thought they at least wait for this game to be over, or at least if in the second half, if it's decided at that point,
John, I just don't think they're cleaning house, John. You know what I mean? I just don't think they're going to do that. They would clean house underneath him. I think
the coordinators are probably going to be going.
Yeah, I don't think they're firing him. Like, I hate to say a guy's job's safe, but his job is safe next week. His job is not safe next season. That's where he's on the hot seat.
He's got a 5-year deal, right? So next year's year 4.
Yeah,
so
and then he's
going into whether you extend them or not. And
yep. I have no.
And if you're not going to extend him, you might as well fire him.
Yeah, well, again, not firing him
at that point.
Yeah, at that point. Yeah, at that point.
Yeah, So I let's just see how this plays out. But I'm not like I'm up for getting rid of every coordinator there is here, right? But I'm not. I don't know
with the way the last month and a half is going, I'll fire everybody. So I can't look at it that way. I have to decompress and look at the big picture afterwards because I'm doing it off pure emotion right now.
Yeah, and when I broke it down, why I don't think he gets fired, it makes more sense, right?
Yeah, I agree.
There is a body of work to it, right? What's happened obviously matters a lot over the last 6 weeks and could be 7 weeks, right? But the body of work, I think, gives you that extra year in your deal to show you can either grow or not, right? Like, I don't know. We'll give you new coordinators. You go, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. They found a young yes man, and that's what they're looking for. That's what Jeff and Howie want. So, you know what I mean? They want to be involved, right? So, and until that day is when they step back.
Jeffrey likes the party.
I know one's a GM, I'm saying, but I mean, like, once, that's what they wanted. They want a yes guy. So
did you get that?
They got one.
I got you.
Yeah.
I would agree with Jacob's dropping Remember the Titans quote.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, Jeffrey
love it.
Jeffrey likes the party, so he likes his yes men. Next thing we're going to see Nick in a dress in a movie soon.
Oh boy.
I should have watched this. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to go around calling Nick soft now either, right? Like, I don't think he's a guy that's going to get in your face, but I don't know. I don't know.
Jeff and Howie might be soft, though.
Oh, for sure.
100% those two.
Okay, goodness gracious. Yeah, Jeffrey, Cass's shits are in Jeffrey. You know what I mean? So, that's just the facts of the matter, which we're big fat guys. We're not fat guys. We're fact. No, Greg, I wasn't doing that. So, you know what I mean?
Saying I am.
Greg got something right tonight, guys.
Greg was
just right.
I am not skinny.
Greg was right for the first time ever. I think Greg was right.
Greg got something right.
Yo, Martian, I do love myself some Cat Williams. I always have loved myself some Cat Williams.
Yeah,
I think I've always been a big Cat Williams fan. And I like Shannon too. You know what I mean? I like Shannon.
Roast of Flavor Flav as the roast master. Spectacular.
That's a great watch yesterday. It really, or not. I mean, I watched it yesterday, but it was a great watch. That's all. Jeffrey likes the party too. So Keith said they should have done with Nick what they did with Andy. Older coordinators that didn't want to be coaches anymore to show Nick the ropes. Yeah. I mean, I had no problem with the coordinators last year, obviously. I had a problem with Gannon. Gannon's a loser. But Shane, there wasn't a peep from me about Shane. I thought Shane did a great job. But that's what happens. That's what happens when you win. But it doesn't always have to be promotion within, right? But where you could have promoted within, you didn't. And that's where you made your biggest mistake. Denard Wilson should have been hired as your defensive coordinator, right? You let him walk out the door and he went to Baltimore as one of their cornerback coaches. So, that's a guy that players wanted too, which I think does matter, right? A little bit. Can't let them tell you everything, but, when you're doing the interview process, you find, if players give you a vote of confidence, that's a big selling point, right? To a point if guys really like a guy, right? So Denard Wilson's the guy I think they should have hired within. And then I think offensively they should have went outside the organization. But, they did not. Now, next year, the full court press a guy like Frank, they probably will, but he might not want to coach anymore. So, you know what I mean? You run into that. He might not want to do it anymore. Now, these guys are football lifers, so it's hard for them to say no, right? So maybe you go after a guy like Frank, not saying he's had a ton of head coaching success, but as a coordinator, he has. So that's what you're looking for. I don't give a shit what he did as a head coach. I care about
if you pay a guy properly. I think they'll. First of all these guys want a job, but if you pay them properly, then you can keep them. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then I think at some point they realize that's where they belong. Dan Quinn, terrible head coach.
Yeah, I was gonna say some guys are just better as
tremendous defensive coordinator. Tremendous.
you always take that first bag, right? Like when you get the opportunity to go be a head coach and get the bag, you take it.
You want to try it? You want to try it?
Yeah, if you feel like, all right, hey, I
money.
like just being a coordinator better. Like,
why would you want the grief if you're going to get paid? As long as you're going to get paid, why would you want the grief that comes with it?
Agreed.
How much Jim Short get paid every year? Probably a good amount. So, I mean, these guys get paid.
You see it with college, too. You think those college coaches try and make the jump, and then they realize, I'd go back to I'd rather go back to college.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Well, this was a great show. We don't got to continue down the lawnmower and everything else.
Yeah, good stuff.
Definitely.
We'll see you all
Northwestern dub sweeps.
We'll see you all next Monday night.
Hell of a day.
Late night. Postgamer. Coming in the after Eagles Bucks. And I'll obviously be talking with you guys Wednesday night again. So stay tuned for ATD Wednesday nights, and we'll be diving a little bit deeper into this game as we get a little closer. And we'll have some more injury updates by that point, too. So we'll sort of know where we stand. And does Tom waver? 34-17 right now. Where's he at by Wednesday? Where's Waldo? Where's Tom at by Wednesday? I don't know. Go Sixers marching you up, and they got their ass kicked the last 2 nights. So, it's been a tough weekend. You know what I mean?
At home.
Jacob wants one more inaccurate stat of the game from Greg before we go. And
Greg's gonna be upset.
You're gonna get Jacob. You're gonna get him emotional. You're gonna get him emotional tonight. Yeah, good Flyers win the other night. Yep, for sure, John. It was a good Flyers stuff. Tough being a Philly sports fan right now, Martian. Yep, you are correct. But this has been Agree to Disagree. HUD Radio, the flagship. Coming in, we'll be back Monday instead of Sunday next week, giving you a post game, and then one more week. We just asked for one more week, right? That's all you always ask for in these situations. Hey, Bert, can you give us one more week? Can you extend the season? We weren't ready for it to be over this quick. Nobody was, right? We wanted more time. We weren't expecting one and done 5 weeks ago. Can you give us one more? Can you give us some little bit of false hope? Give us some false hope. That's all we're asking for. A little falseness in our life. Do it for us one time. All right, we love you.
Come out and play well. Come on.
Yeah.
Come out and play well.
We'd love to see it.
And by the way, crumb of the week, the Eagles.
Yes, that's why I didn't do it. We just did it for 2 hours and 16 minutes. Outside of the lawnmower, they were the crumb the whole time.
Yeah.
Lawnmower does a great job.
On our way out the door. National championship tomorrow, Michigan. Washington. Should be a good one.
Yeah, I like Washington.
Should be a good one.
I like Washington with the points.
I already took Washington with the points as soon as it went to who was playing who.
I'm going to sprinkle a little money line too.
Because I just think they're always in close games and they're tough as shit. They've done it all year long. I've watched a lot of Pac-12 like you guys have. A lot of Washington games. It's like and Penix is the best quarterback in the country. I don't really give a shit. Or Caleb Williams does or other guys.
I can't believe he played 6 on Mel's board.
To me, Tommy, I think
it's if you watch him all year, like hold on, Wells, and the conditions he plays in, you got to factor this in, right? The weather and the condition he plays in, and the ball he throws. You could be a fucking torrential downpour, and that dude is spinning it through a hurricane. Like that's a guy that you know what? Jalen, I'm gonna restructure. You don't want to restructure? All right, I like Penix. If I was in, I'm not in the running for a quarterback. But if I was, as an organization, that's a dude, man. That's a dude. I don't love lefties that much, but that guy I do.
Like him at all,
good to see. Obviously, good to see.
Good to see a lefty get on the board.
Yeah. Good to see it expanded next year. We'll be excited about that.
Yes.
But two good semifinal games. Really good semifinal games. I'm not sure what Texas was doing at the end, and I think they got to change that rule. I mean, I told you guys I went to take a leak thinking there was 3 kneel downs and. The Washington guy got hurt, and come on, they're winning the game. You can't punish them for them. The clock should start after that. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. I understand the rule itself, but I didn't like that. And if I had to ask on our way out the door, if I would have had to ask Saban one question, and I understand it's missionary and everybody does it, and Nick knows more about college football than I'll ever know. Not pro football, college football. But I would ask him, Nick, how come you didn't take the ball first? I know everybody wants to see what they need to get, but you just gave up a 75-yard drive. Your defense was gassed. And I don't know. I would have played offense first if I was Nick. That's all.
I'm with you on that.
I'm different.
I'm with you on that. And to me, I think the game comes. I like what you said about Penix, Tom. And the thing is, with Penix, I think he's gonna like maybe their offensive line might hope the best against Michigan, but he gets the ball out so quick.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna be fine. And it's gonna come down to, can Washington stop Michigan from running the ball? Because Michigan's gonna try to run it down their throat.
Yeah, and I'm not an expert. I'd say a couple Holiday Inn Expresses, but if I'm putting together a draft board on QBs, he's one. He's one. He was one before this even.
I think Caleb Williams is one.
Yeah, I disagree. I think he's right there. Like, I'm not gonna be mad. Like, listen, if I take Caleb Williams, I'm not like saying, "Oh, my franchise is over." I feel like I'm in a good spot, right? But like sometimes it's not.
Penix is old.
Penix had a good year.
2 knee injuries.
He had a lot of mediocre years. He had a great year. Not
he was
taking
trash
anything
for
away
Indiana
but he was
3 straight
dreadful
years.
at Indiana.
I don't know if he was trash.
Last year he was good.
He was hurt a lot,
trash.
too.
They're
He was
trash.
hurt. He was hurt a lot. I mean, he's had 2
He's hurt a lot. He
ACLs,
was
2
hurt.
shoulders.
How old is he, Greg? I'm scared to ask.
I'm not giving that.
24.
You don't have to do that. We'll have to put-
You act like he's Chris.
Chris.
He's been in college for
It's his
6
6th
years.
year. It's his 6th year in college.
Okay, that's fine. Again, how old is he?
It
24.
might be 24.
24 probably.
If
Okay.
23.
He's 20. Okay, so we're old now, Wills.
No
Like
way.
you just made it out to be, I got like a 27-year-old senior.
He's had 2 ACLs. He's had 2 shoulders. That ages a
He's had a
guy.
lot of injuries.
You're looking at a guy on TV who was a top 5 pick, and as adamant as I was, I think he stinks. He's got no hip, he's got no fucking ankle, stinks. So, and there's a guy left-handed that throws it better than him. Maybe not as accurate. The guy, I don't care. I don't care if he's 60. Guy throws it 90 yards.
He can definitely throw the ball. That's for sure.
I think it's accuracy, like sweeps to your point, because it's like it's a great conversation. Like just just because I watched a lot of their games for whatever reason, like I think he's like pinpoint accurate. Like I think it's like a thing that's not talked about enough. Like I think his accuracy is impeccable. I think he puts it wherever the hell he wants it.
He puts it great. He throws a great deep.
I don't want to overrate a guy. I'm just saying this year on what I watched, and I watched Caleb a lot too. Like I'm impressed by Caleb Williams for sure. He's a project at it a little bit project, but
most of these guys listen to
his athleticism is off the charts. So I get that side.
Guys, most of these guys listen to Mel anyway. So, and to Greg and Will's point, as we exit the door, you can't get around the injury history. But sometimes guys get better with wine. So Indiana stinks. So I'm not, if people around here don't want to put stuff on the quarterback for a team being bad, how the hell are we gonna punish this fucking poor kid, for having bad years in Indiana? Indiana is an atrocity, right? So I mean, let's give the guy a break. Let's give the guy a break. I don't care if you're 30. The way that guy throws the ball, my goodness gracious, you're not going to find too many guys that can spin it like that. So
somebody's going to get a steal. That's all. Somebody's going to get a diamond. Absolutely. Somebody will get a diamond in a rough with him, and he's a little bit of an afterthought, on who picks him, and somebody will. I think somebody's going to get a steal there. It's not always the obvious pick, right?
To rank JJ
I think he's going to go first.
Rank JJ McCarthy ahead of him, and you got to have
that's
head of
atrocious.
him. That's Mel.
JJ's not good.
I mean, to have
NFL wise,
to have him as a 5th or 6th quarterback.
And I like JJ, but let's stop it. And I like JJ, but let's stop it.
Yeah, he's a gamer, but I don't know.
Absolutely, he's a winner.
Yeah, and there's college winners and there's pro winners, right? We've talked about this a million times on this show. All right. Well, Eagles Bucks week. Try to wake up tomorrow morning with some positivity in your life before the ass whooping happens. We love you all. We appreciate you. And we'll see you all. Well, all 4 of us will see you Monday night. So Monday night, hopefully talking to you about a win in another week, but probably talking about an ass whooping and who's going first.